Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Evil Geniuses Watch Party. My name is Zobi, and I'm joined by the amazing Ash. We are both, collegiate casters in the scene, here to cover the action for Evil Geniuses versus G2 today. How are you doing, Ash?
I'm feeling so swell. I'm so excited to see this upcoming match. You were mentioning these rosters with a bunch of upcoming players. So I'm ready to see what they can bring to the table.
I am too. But, the VCT America's coverage and the kickoff has their own little pre-show. I think us here at Evil Geniuses should have our own little action. And who better to bring into the conversation about this new roster than the head of gaming for Evil Geniuses themselves, Soham. Welcome. How are you doing? Also, your camera is a little gone, so we'll get you back here. But your audio's live, so if you want to talk to us while you get that sorted out.
Should be sorted. Sorry about that. What's up, guys? It's great to see you both, Ash, Zobi. It's an exciting first day. I mean, what a better way to start off than playing against G2, the newest team in VCT Americas. We're just thrilled to be here.
Yeah, I couldn't have put it better myself. But how has the offseason been? I know you guys said it was rough, an adjustment period, picking up this new roster. I guess maybe what was a high of it, what was a low of it as terms of an experience?
Honestly, I think overall, it seems like the offseason was more stressful than it actually was because, guess what? Potter in our corner, right?
That's true.
And honestly, working with her, it was a pleasure. And yeah, of course, there were tough moments and some uncertainty, but the roster we pulled together and, Potter and Jaw, especially those two having a say in the entire process and seeing how they operate, it was great. I mean, the offseason, to me, it started off slow for many different reasons, but it ended off with a bang. We're all obviously we met up and started practice, and here we are, first match of the season.
Yes, and Ash, do you have any other questions for Soham about the off season and how it kind of got started?
I think I really want to ask about the process for acquiring the players. Obviously they have a lot of experience out in challengers, so what was it like kind of scouting them and figuring out who it is that was going to be involved in that tryout process?
Yeah, the trial process itself, I think it was, obviously I don't have insight into how other teams do it, but we had a lot of experience doing it from last year. And obviously, we brought in Demon 1 last year and through that process, and we just refined it over time. We've done it in other games, not just Valorant as well. So overall, I think it was a really smooth process to decide, one, who should we trial, also, and it was very, very structured as well. I mean, we had a really good idea of how we're going to be trialing certain team compositions. Ja was super flexible this entire process to make sure that, you know, we're getting to see the best of who we were trialing in the process. And here, you know, you see the roster that stood out the most in each different role. And Christine and Potter and Ja had a lot of experience with APOT as well from last year. So he was kind of a no-brainer. We knew what he brought to the table. And each and every other person on the team, we had some experience with either Ja or Potter, and either we wanted to bring them into EG in the past, or they were always on our radar.
Perfect. And I know you leaked some of the names for the roster, but for those who are new or haven't, you know, been keeping up with the Evil Genius organization or the roster that's been built, to the potential super team or underdogs that have been built, we're going to jump over to a quick little roster introduction video that you might have seen on Twitter or X before. But I will say, sorry to our TikTok viewers, you don't get any audio for this, but it's just hype music. You're not missing much. So let's meet the new Evil Geniuses roster.
Amazing team chemistry.
Give it up for Evil Genius. The world champion, the unstoppable. Go down in history.
So there it is, as you saw it, the new Evil Geniuses roster, right? Potter returning as the coach. We have, you know, I believe it was Fuzz, how it's pronounced, as the assistant coach, and the players being Jagamo returning, Derek, Nature, Superman, and Apoth. I mean, Ash, what were your initial reactions when this roster was announced?
So, look, I have a little bit of a bias.
Okay.
And after Potter's performance last year, seeing them rise to the occasion and doing an amazing job with their initial roster, the line, I think it was, I forget if it was in this trailer or the other one, this time they'll listen. I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm already ready for what it is that is going to come on with any roster that has Potter behind it.
You know, I completely agree. I mean, I think that line just like came out of the idea of them taking like unheard names and making them household names and elevating them, which is something Potter can bring to the table. And I mean, Soham, Potter definitely is asking, you know, for some role swaps, asking for these players to adapt into their new home here with Evil Geniuses. I mean, especially Apoth, right? They're going to be asked from the controller role that they were previously playing on the reserve roster to now play the Sentinel role, at least according to Potter. So how has that adjustment been for them, and what are we expecting out of them today, kind of thing?
You know, this also brings me back to the trial process itself.
Okay.
One thing we were definitely looking for were versatile players, and also to help Ja kind of transition into just the guy, right? The full-time duelist, and obviously he was doing that last year as well, but that it kind of now more just get folks around him that set him up, and he can also set them up. So I think we needed some versatile players for sure. And Apoth, there goes my camera again. I'm gonna keep talking though. But no, I think Apoth especially, he was an extremely versatile player that we saw over and over again last year. And in general, I think that's a huge reason why he's on this roster. But also, he's been doing a great job on Sentinel. I mean, to be honest, he's been holding down the maps, holding down the sites, and it gives us a lot of flexibility, right? And that also lets us kind of play around Ja more if we need to, and other teammates as well. You know, Derek on Initiator, Superman on Controller, Nature, he's a flex. You know, it just allows us to play the compositions we feel most comfortable per map.
All right, and I love hearing that as a Sentinel player, and I know there's teams that have been dropping the Sentinel all together, but there's been some shifting meadows, right? I mean, Chamber just got buffed, Sky got nerfed into the ground, so you're definitely going to be asking, I'm sure, a lot of, you know, Nature as the flex player, but Ash, I know you're a CVAL player, you were a CVAL player, you know, what role did you play there, and what does that kind of add perspective into now what you think these players are going to be playing with this meta?
So I filled around a lot between Initiator and Sentinel. I was mostly on the Flash Initiators, and I was generally trying to play Killjoy and Cypher because, well, of course, they were going to be the only meta agents for the longest time. But, you know, we've traveled throughout metas from Astra meta to Chamber meta to Viper Harbor to Raze Fade. And now we're kind of seeing this shift because since Cypher got buffed, you know, a handful of patches ago,
Mm-hmm.
and KJ got nerfed, we're still seeing Riot try to do their best with Deadlock. You know, maybe someday they'll get there with that, but it's turned into this fierce competition between the Sentinels, but also the initiators that can respond to their specific utility. Where we saw Fade fall out of the meta, Sova try to wiggle their way in, but that utility wasn't, how would I say, valuable enough quite to justify him outside of his niche maps. Now we're seeing him picked up more because of those shock darts being so integral. But even still, now it's not just about the main four. Gecko has been picked up. So
yes.
in your opinion, Soham, how do you feel things are going to end up maybe within the next couple of patches? Now, even with Chamber shaking things up with his small buffs.
You know, to me, obviously the obvious thing is Sky is almost a purely exec-based agent now. So for that reason, I think Gecko is getting a lot more mileage. Obviously, for executes, he can do a little bit better, in my opinion, as well. I think also more folks, now that they have to play a little bit more than just Sky, right? They're figuring out how to use them and control. I think you're also going to see a resurgence of Sova, just because of Sky going downhill as well. Obviously, Sky is still a good agent, but at the same time, you have to modify the game plan now. Honestly, most teams, which we've seen in Prac, but also just theory crafting, you have to modify the game plan now to focus more on the light control into the execs, and before it was just kind of a little bit easier, right? So it's a good thing because we're also seeing other agents being used, but I think it's also it was a bummer because it changed the game plan going in. But guess what? If you want to be the best teams, you gotta adapt whatever comes your way. So we're excited.
Yes, and I mean, as you know, the VCT America stream introduces the Evil Genius roster and discusses, you know, where they came from and what changes were made. I mean, a lot of the new players that EG's picked up have been, you know, from the Challengers League, right? I mean, we have Nature, obviously the new IGL coming from TSM. We have Superman being previous FaZe Clan. And I feel like that is a really solid demonstration of the ecosystem Riot's putting in place for progression into franchising. And, you know, a lot of EG fans are, you know, they love the Genius League. They love kind of how open the organization was to trying to provide opportunities for college students. And it's a good, you know, parallel, right? To show how, you know, you can start in a collegiate team, you can progress into challengers. I mean, we just had Winthrop qualify for challengers and maybe even make it all the way to the main stage one day. So Ash, with that kind of context in mind, what questions do you kind of have for Soham in terms of, like, you know, how you can get on the path to pro, I guess?
So I think my very first question is, how does a tier 1 organization like Evil Geniuses look at a competition like CVAL? Because the first thought that comes to mind with a lot of students is that CVAL is their end-all be-all for competition.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a good place to start. I think any match reps are good reps. The reality is, and I'm going to be very transparent, usually when GMs or scouts or head coaches or whoever's really scouting for an organization is looking at players coming up, I think you have to stand out by playing against the type of teams and players that you're going to see in Challengers or VCT even, right? And I don't think CVAL is quite there yet. Of course, we're seeing teams from Collegiate, Winthrop, obviously you mentioned, they're doing it right. They're playing pretty much all the open qualifiers for official Riot events. They're, you know, playing as many 2.5k plus tourneys. I think that's what shows up on VLR, right?
Mm-hmm.
As much as possible. And I think that's the way you're going to stand out. You have to, unfortunately, you have to be able to show that you're good against the type of players and teams you're going to play against in the VCT circuit, right? The best way to do that is, do your CVAL matches for sure, but also you have to do kind of what Winthrop is doing, and I'm sure more colleges will be doing that as well.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many colleges, you know, sticking out in my mind, like St. Clair Saints, like Blinn, that were competing into challengers, and I'm sure they're going to come back hungry with the, you know, play-in stages as teams get relegated. So I'm sure I'm not going to see the end of them, but I mean, there's even like players like Darkest who have kind of stepped in onto these rosters to qualify. So I'm excited, but you know, we have some time before we talk about, you know, their opponent, G2. So we wanted to take a few questions actually from chat, right? This is a watch party. We want to, you know, rebuild the Evil Geniuses community. So I have chats from all of our platforms that we're streaming on today, you know, X, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch open. So if you have a question send it our way. We're not going to get to all of them. We're probably only going to do 3 or 4 of them because we do want to talk about and break down this G2 match, but let's do a little interlude, all right? So send them our way. But while we wait for the questions to come in, Ash, do you have any other questions about collegiate that you would like to ask Soham?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of follow up on that, especially with these strong East Coast schools that you mentioned, Zobi, that have kind of been popping up, and Winthrop's name has been tossed around. A lot of these schools, of course, are providing those players scholarships, full rides, etc., to kind of compete, and so they have that flexibility to also build a roster with the backing of maybe a director. What would that path to pro look like for a student that maybe is going to a commuter school or somewhere on the West Coast where the administration may not be supporting the campus? Do you think that they should be participating in weeklies? Do you think they should attempt to create a project roster in the community to push for open qualifiers, keep repping in Premier? How do you view that?
Yeah, I get out there. I mean, honestly, I think it obviously, if you're in college, there's 2 priorities: education, of course, and then obviously Valorant as well. So to me, as much as possible, you have to get out there, but it's not impossible to do it with just CVAL and go and do something less or more after the season ends there. But I think really the best case is if you want to be noticed by the time that teams may be looking to make changes or maybe looking to bring on affiliate teams and bring you on as a 2-way player and things like that. Try to get as much exposure as possible in the open qualifiers, the weeklies, anything really that gets you experience and lets scouts see how you do against some competition that's a little bit higher tier.
And to
Nice.
follow up on that, what would players want to fill in with roles? Because obviously it's their efforts and whatnot, but there also is a chance to increase their prospects by playing a role that is in less demand. So where would you view that? And sorry, Sophie, for
No, you're good.
stepping over you.
I was going to ask you for more questions anyways.
That's a great question. It actually comes up all the time in some of the creators in the space where they get a little bit disappointed that some people are just instantly selecting the same agents over and over again. I'm not talking about collegiate players, obviously, specifically or anything like that, but I do think that over time, especially if you're not already playing in like the challenger circuit or even doing well in the weeklies or whatnot already, I do think one way to get noticed and get your reputation steering in the right direction is to be versatile. That being said, if you're extremely gifted in a given role or agent or set of agents, yeah, I mean, go ham, But at the same time, if you have to kind of be realistic, if you need to stand out in a way where it's not just about the skill and maybe your skill isn't the highlight of how you play Valorant, then maybe be a little bit more versatile, start with rank there, or just when you talk to the actual teams you're trying to bring in to the non-CVAL matches, be open to changing up roles, and that conversation, that networking, those skills are things that just replace the typical way you learn networking skills in college, right? So now you have to kind of network and build your skill set through Valorant, and one of that is be open to adapting.
And so in that case, would you say that utility becomes much more important for a player that's aspiring to reach that higher level? Because put it bluntly, every collegiate player and their mother wants to be Aspas, Demon 1, Yay. Like, they all want to be the mechanical, crazy players that can auto-lock chamber, whatever duelist they feel like, and the team plays around them. But it feels like more realistically, the focus is on players that can provide support to that duelist. And, from a broadcast perspective, obviously we want to hype up those players that create those moments. But in a realistic team perspective, it is those support roles and their utility usage and understanding of the map that have more impact. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, for sure. There are 5 different players on a team for a reason, and someone's gonna shine in every given match. It could be someone else, could be someone in a support role, could be someone who's actually the duelist. But at the same time, the overall theme and the structure of a team usually is built around setting a couple players up, right? And in order to do that, you need the other players on the team to know how to set them up, communicate with them in and out of the server to make sure that they're on the same page. And of course, the easier it is and the more communication skills you have, the more versatile you have in your agent pool as well, the more likely you're going to get picked up. Now, at the same time, I do have to reiterate that if you are really, really good at something, that is also a great way to stand out. But at the same time, if your opportunities are going to be coming more where you're not finding a team with your preferred role, you have to adapt. So I think it's kind of a little bit of both. But of course, util is hugely important if you're going to be a versatile player.
Amazing. And we are going to jump into now the matchup for today. What everyone here is, wanting to see, as Soham, if you would like to reset your camera again, which is the squad they're up against, G2, right? It is the new kids on the block, the newly ascended team of G2 versus the previous defending world champions of Evil Geniuses. Like, that's what it is on paper. That's what it's going to hype up to. But at the end of the day, it is two, like, it's a roster that's been together for a really long time versus, as you put it, Soham, a roster that is, behind all the others in terms of scrimming, in terms of getting that kind of mesh, that chemistry into place. And I mean, I think to facilitate that, they're definitely going to have to lean into players like Nature, like Superman, who have played against, the G2 roster when they were the guard in the Challengers League. So at least they have that insight. But, I mean, what, Soham, are some of the, I guess, things you kept in mind when looking at G2 as a team?
Yeah, I will say some of the Scrim Bucks results are from when we were playing G2 a little bit earlier, before the kickoff. Matchups were released. I think they were good. They were good scrims. Of course, they're just practice. At the same time, the whole point of a new roster and their first testing point, like the first real measuring stick, is this first match, because everyone's coming on stage and playing your new roster. EG, of course, and against G2, who's been around and playing with each other for a long time, at least 4 of them for a long time. This is going to be a great test. At the same time, I do think we have a lot of veterans who've been around and playing in the scene for a while in Valorant, so that will help folks like Apot, who's playing one of his first stage matches here. And I really feel like the combination of veteran presence, as well as obviously a Potter at the helm there, it's gonna be a great season. But really, I'm excited to see how the squad does today.
That's amazing. And we only have one more topic to discuss with you, Soha, before we let you go, which is we do have the map picks for this epic first debut of Evil Geniuses in an Ash. If in case you don't know it as well, I'm going to say them for everybody. But we are headed to Sunset, Icebox, and Split as that decider. Sunset was G2's pick. Icebox was Evil Genius's pick. Ash, what are your initial reactions to this map pool? And do you have any questions, for Soham about, why Icebox, or what they think about Sunset and Split being those other 2 maps?
Yeah, my question, actually, I'm going to jump straight to Icebox, because what I've been seeing a lot of, tier 2, tier 3 teams kind of struggle with are those changes to mid, especially. But I feel like those are the most impactful, especially with the way that going under tube through orange connects into the B site. And it's a lot cleaner for the attackers to kind of take. And you can smoke off the holds much more obviously. I feel like those angles of confrontation have been much more pronounced for people to identify, but still a lot of teams are playing towards, full hit A, full hit B, maybe leave someone in mid. How do you view the map, or how, if you can talk about that, how do you view the changes to the map?
One thing that's really, it wasn't even a surprise, but it's beautiful to see, is how Potter and Foe, our assistant coach, kind of handles changes in theory crafting whenever map changes actually occur. We do everything from drills between our team, and of course Potter and Foe step in. Sometimes we bring in other folks as well, and we're drilling and we're figuring out what's the best way to actually take map control now, right? What's the best way to with these changes? How do you actually approach the different sites? Does it make any difference? And we just see how this plays out in scrims, in these drills. And after we test some hypotheses, we reiterate and we try it again. And honestly, that process itself brings so much knowledge, right? In terms of how you want to play the game. Of course, the matches that are already happening, we get some insight from that as well. And it just becomes a lot of hypothesis testing, and we're gonna put some to the test today. So I'm super excited. I mean, all three maps are going to be fun, but to me, Icebox is going to be the map to watch. Really, it's gonna bring some interesting stuff from both sides.
I am excited for Icebox because, as you said, we've seen people that kind of ignore all the changes to the metas to the map and still go for like that double sentinel with the Sage and Killjoy, at least especially in the game changer scene. And then there's teams, you know, that are pulling out the Reyna and the Jet as this double duelist, you know, hand in hand, making sure you have somebody to rely on. Now, Sunset, right, the newest to the pool. Is that what why you think G2 picked that map, or is it something kind of that EG was expecting, or I guess, like, what is the response and how have you guys adapted it to being the newest map?
I'll say one thing about
Yeah.
Potter is that she's never surprised in the map selection process. So
Okay.
I'm sure that if it came up, which obviously we're playing that as a third map, she was expecting it. I'll also say that I'm pretty sure, you know, if I think about Icebox for a sec too, we'll probably play a comp that may not have been played yet.
Oh,
VCT
leaks.
Americas.
Leaks.
We'll see though. We'll see. And you know,
Heard it here
and if
first.
we don't, hey, then you got tricked. But either way, it's gonna be fun. The entire series will be fun.
Cool. And then obviously Split, that last map. I mean, it hasn't really had that many changes in a while. And I feel like it's one of the maps, Ash, that Sky has been the initiator. I mean, pre-nerf. And like, I feel like a lot of teams are still kind of like hunkering down and choosing the Sky. Why do we think they're sticking with the Sky instead of, you know, replacing it with the double initiator comp? Why do they think the double controller or double duelist is so much stronger?
I feel like having it's always going to be paired with the Viper, because the cycling utility on Split is going to be the most important, at least in my opinion and my experience. But so I don't know if that's something you would agree with, because Split being such a tight knit map, teams are much more able to force utility out of each other because the threat of a confrontation is so close that it feels as if intuitively you would want to keep you could keep Sky for that close quarters combat prowess that she brings to the table, but you will have to, no matter what, compliment her. And I feel like Sky's meta pick hinges on a double controller, but how would you view that?
Split is honestly, like, coming from the Counter-Strike side, I have a ton of experience there. Split is a great map just because I mean, the whole concept of splitting the map and you know, trying to do takes from multiple different areas into one. You know, you're gonna see a bunch of retake scenarios basically, right, for defense. And if you don't, you're gonna get some crazy battles on the hits. And we're gonna see pop flashes through the smokes, and of course with the Sky changes, map control is a little bit different on Split. To me, I really am looking forward to how teams approach the A Split, just because, at least in practice, we've been seeing a lot of different looks when it comes to the pace, like rehits, double fakes, and I wasn't seeing that as much last season, and I'm curious to see if that continues here. If we do it ourselves, of course we have a pretty wide playbook as well, so nothing crazy there, but I'm just curious to see how teams will play it, and obviously how G2 will play it today.
Well, as you said, we're looking forward to the G2 versus Evil Geniuses map, and they are getting into Agent Select for Sunset, our first map of the series. So thank you, Soham, so much for being here as the head of gaming, and we're gonna be living it up Evil here for the watch party. But that is the end of our pre-show coverage. So thank you again. Do you have any last words before we let you go and get into the action?
Just wanted to say it's great to talk with both of you, Ash and Zovi. Also, shout out obviously to EG for getting us the roster. I was super proud of what we were able to bring forward. I want to see us play great today, and also, you know, good luck to G2.
Yes. All right. And Ash, that means it is just up to us here, and we are going to be getting into the game. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the stream is up and ready as we move on over. And here we are. We're going to be keeping us small, right? Because we want to make sure that you guys can see the game action, but it is a watch party style, so why not? But you're seeing the comps, right, Ash? What do you think?
Look, I'm looking at these I'm looking at G2s right now. This is looking, you know, I wouldn't say I'm too surprised on this first map. Double controller Viper has kind of been tossed around. I'm personally a double initiator fan, but
Me too.
I 100%, you know, see how Viper brings so much to the table. So that much is foreseen, but couldn't spy EG's comp quite yet. Let's see if we can get a look at that in a few.
I think the EG composition is more of the, I'm gonna call it the first meta that was set up by Sunset. You know, it is that fade and that breach combination, which, I mean, it's tried and true. That's why it is, I guess, I'm gonna call it the first meta that was established. I mean, I'm glad to see both raises, because that's the only real way to counter Cypher utility right now with all the buffs that have come through. I've seen people play Jet over Raze on this map. It just does not work.
Yeah, I feel like Raze just provides way too much. The Boombot in particular, despite the nerfs a long time ago when Gecko came around, I still feel like it provides so much, especially in elbow on A, and even the close clear when you walk up to market from mid. So, you know, opping is great on Jet and whatnot, but I feel like the long angles are so easy to clear on this map that it just doesn't justify picking her.
Yeah. No. I mean, like we said, this is more of a watch party. I mean, you guys have casters in the background. We don't want to be talking over the amazing, you know, Baby Bay with their newer casting. Which, you know, actually, it's kind of funny that Baby Bay is here, right? I mean, they had played with Superman before, so got that camaraderie going. But they want to head A first for G2, which is interesting. I mean, usually you see kind of the double initiator aggression, or, you know, a duelist and an initiator paired together, but EG is having the solo duelist top mid to kind of support Apoth, who is pushed really deeply into this rat corner.
Looks like Apoth's gonna get first contact.
Gotta get cleared.
Tough position. Ooh. I like that stun. Make sure that Apoth doesn't get cleared too early.
And you already see, you know, you were just talking about the reusable utility.
No.
That's
I
already
mean, they've already kind of forced the rotation over to the B
Absolutely.
site. I mean, I love how kind of far back EG is playing, right? I mean, typically you can see like that anchoring sentinel, which would be Apoth in this situation, playing off the utility, but it's a pistol, right? So they'd rather have the strength and numbers of a rotation of a retake attempt. And I mean, so much utility though, getting used on this A site. I mean, even like the dark cover, because of that dark cover usage onto Link from G2's perspective. So my question is, how fast is the rotation going to be back to B from EG?
I think they want to definitely take their time. It looks like, you know, obviously the information is going out because of that plant, but they got to get in that right position. They do have a lot of that signature utility still up, so it looks like they're gonna have a nice little practice retake.
Oh, the late re-rotation over from Trent.
That is an unlucky timing for Apoth, and I feel like that definitely closes things out.
Yeah, but I
Let's
mean,
see.
a lot of the G2 players, I mean, I usually hate, like, having everybody play off site in that situation, or leaving only your duelist on site, but it worked for G2, right? They were able to get those frags pretty easily, and I think that's why we need to see those kind of late smokes, those late cages being utilized from EG, but it is only a pistol. It's only a pistol, guys.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they didn't have access to maybe like all of the utility that they wanted, so at the end of the day, they played that. And I really felt like the Apoth positioning was kind of the root of that, providing pressure onto main, because if everyone who was stuck in main G2 had that feeling of Apoth ready to sandwich them, I think it would have gone a completely different way.
We saw this yesterday.
I mean, some nice aggression though. I mean, this is the kind of eco strategy you expect to see. Lots of utility, lots of numbers in your advantage, and it is really an all-in just to see what sticks. And only the kill on a Trent sticks, while the rest now numbers dwindling. Still though, 3v4 with Valid and Leaf this low, it's possible. It's possible.
Brutal to deal with. Ultimately, they were able to navigate their way through the gun advantage.
Superman's gonna get exposed here real soon. I mean, sound of the gunshots and the door being closed earlier kind of pinpoints exactly where they are. So that info is going to be given away. G2 is so comfortable too right now.
I don't know how I feel about Superman trying to aggress on their own, but nice usage of the dark cover to crossover to then kind of group up here with Derek. Nice denial of the spike plan as well, but traded out, and Derek goes huge with the classic, but it's not enough to get the round. But I mean, Ash, if I was VG, I'd be proud of that round. I mean, your bonus, you had only pistols, and you get 4 of those rifles and bulldogs and guardians off of G2. Like, this is gonna be a good round for them.
Yeah, I mean, long-lasting damage there. You can see the shield, all light shields inside of G2. So this is going to be a lot easier.
And look at the
And
trap
that
play.
poke damage is going to mean so much more. This is
Replay one more time.
already shaping up to be great.
Yeah, I like the trap play that they set up at the beginning of the round. I mean, so much utility, it's hard to avoid. The read, though, there, coming out from Nature, to know it was going to be a B hit at the start instead of maybe an A main hit, because then it would have been an all-in towards the wrong site. But as you mentioned for now, lots of light shields for G2. It's interesting that they're trying to kind of play more towards mid instead of directly towards the site this round. But even then, EG not being overzealous, not pushing out to take that mid fight, playing the objective, holding down these sites.
For G2.
But what is that? This is an interesting toxic screen though.
Early haunt out from Derek.
Good spam.
Yeah, the first piece of resistance.
It looks like they're looking to isolate elbow, and then when they come out on site, it'll be a pretty free clear for that middle box. But Derek is not going to make it easy.
And leaves there to punish.
Mm.
They've established control on elbow.
Still though,
EG
1
now
for 1
scrambling to
trade,
try to get
so
back towards A.
pretty decent. I like the breach. I like nature playing in the dark cover there on elbow.
Huge into this round.
I wish one more player had rotated a little bit faster here from EG up top mid, I guess.
Dream start for G2.
But I mean, you know, the duelist and initiator combinations can usually hit pretty easily. But with a showstopper, I mean, the scare tactic enough should give them the sight. Should cause more players to rotate as well from EG.
I feel like they still have to play it slow, though. They have no idea whether or not someone is lurking out mid.
Yeah.
They haven't received that information, so it'll take a hot second.
Ooh, are they challenging CT here? They are. Good trades, but Leaf, okay, Leaf, okay, Leaf. I mean, those are the kind of fights why G2's pick up there to complete the previous guard roster was Leaf. But A-Pot, aw. It's a good try, good try. I mean, they were pretty low, but I think it was just that unexpected challenge into CT that cost them the round.
And that's kind of piggybacking off of all the extra pressure that we've made with the showstopper too, and cycling that out in round 3 as well. That means it's going to come up sooner.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that they have to keep in mind is how are they going to deny Leaf, you know, the orbs, the frags, everything to build up that showstopper again. And especially without like something like a KO, they're going to feel that pressure once they move on to any site since it's all so close together.
I feel like they didn't have Trent online. They didn't have Leaf
So for now, I mean, another eco round strategy this time, pressure out of A main. And I mean, this toxic screen, I feel like is so smart for denying that A main pressure that normally goes unchecked. Like usually you can get like deep enough to confirm, you know, if there is a trap wire there, if there is somebody playing there. But this just completely blocks all visibility, robs them of all information unless they want to challenge it.
There you go, that's that boom bot we were talking about earlier. Reveals that someone is there. Derek's played here a couple rounds now, so definitely G2 should have the read on what this setup is looking like.
It's so important because getting ecoed in a game like this just ruins all momentum, ruins your economy. It is not a good feeling for you in game.
I mean, talking about trying to take a hero's fight, but top mid, it's rough when you only have, you know, a pistol to challenge it with. Now, the repivot onto B. This is where your Sentinels do have the opportunity to go huge, but I mean, their trap wire is gone. They're not rely solely on this spy cam, which, I mean, look at the flank though. Supa's made it past. They get another here? That's huge, but they don't get the gun. Oh, good try, good try.
That's unfortunate timing with the knife swap. Ooh. Crosshair placement. Derek is so low in that corner, and Trent is not going to let them slide away like that.
I mean, like I said, it's another.
This is tough.
Their eco rounds have been so clean though from EG, right? I mean, that's 2 times in a row where they only had pistols and they've gotten it to 1 or 2 rifles getting taken away. Like at this point, obviously 4-0, we need to see some rounds getting on the board. But I've always been, and I'm trying. I want to pick Potter's mind one day about like what their strategy is for when to take their timeouts, because they've been like one of the ones I had kind of difficulty pinpointing or predicting when they were going to take timeouts. You know, last season. But whenever they took the timeout, it was always a really good outcome.
They're better bonded, they're more cohesive in their attempts, and you saw some of that there.
Definitely did. Look, another slow pace round from G2.
Meanwhile, on the side of EG, you've got
That's a no
Omni and
comment for me. That's something I want to.
For the timeouts?
Yeah, for the timeouts, it's like
What? I mean, when would your team take timeouts in CVAL?
they have a. I want to say there's an energy to Potter with like this ability to read the energy.
I was wondering if we'd see an Opper on the side of EG and who it would be. Not sure if I was expecting it to be Supa, but Superman picking up the operator. Unfortunately, spy cam, right? Now that element of surprise is gone. Unless it repositions, but there's 3 of them. Oh, wait.
That fall line is so huge.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't allow APOS to get as many frags as they wanted there.
I mean, quite literally getting stopped in their tracks. And this owl drone, you know, clearing market, that's going to stall EG for a little bit longer. They got to be much more methodical. Down a player, sure, but looking at the utility, Jaw still has their full kit, and Nature with the flash and aftershock, they should be able to clear A main, theoretically.
Ooh, and they use the Nightfall, but kind of like the second round strategy, or sorry, like the pistol strategy, nobody is on site here. So they're just going to play like delay utility here. And I mean, I like the aftershock to try and get it to take a fight, so that allows a frag. Pain Shell as well, clearing all these main angles, proving why I don't really like players playing from main, but they only get it to happen. Jonas 3K. It feels like it's just hero play after hero play for G2, right? I mean, we've seen at least 3K, now we've seen, you know, the Jonah P 3K. And showing how well-rounded the opponent is.
Definitely feels like there's some mismatched timing there for EG. It was just the micro timings. They had all the right utility to clear out 2 players, but then the tuck and swing timings just weren't quite there, and that kind of gave the 1v1 spot for Jonah P. And they just take full advantage of that. Wow, you got to give them credit.
No, I completely agree. I mean, I know we're here hosting the EG Watch Party, but G2 definitely deserves the respect. I mean, even Potter, I think, talked about how much they respect him in the interviews. I think it was actually, no, actually, it was also Valen, I think, in their interview that said, like, Nature's mechanics are as good as the rest of the players in franchising, and that they're going to be something to keep an eye on. So far, they haven't really been able to get online, and I think that comes out of playing that Breach and the IGO. So not only are you that support player trying to get Jogamo online, the player that the team was built around, but then again, you're also trying to call during the mid-round. So I hope we get to see them come on live a little bit, but here's the timeout, right, that we were saying, like, when is it going to come out? When it was 4-0. 1 round later, here it is. And Potter looked like they were going off, so let's hope they get some points on the board. But even if they lose this map, right? It is G2's map pick, and it does seem like they're, according to Soham, really looking forward to Icebox specifically. So we'll have to see.
Zoe, I know we're hosting a Valorant watch party, but my one brain cell locked on to, I think, the L Lolliot shoes that one of the players was wearing.
Yeah.
My brain was like anime shoes, and I just
I love how the players like take off their shoes when they compete, like even on the biggest stage. Like I think I remember when I was at like VCT Champs last year, like just seeing like it'd be so hyped when they see a pair of shoes next to their table. Ooh,
yeah, they be
another trap play.
Oh.
Oh, but this time they're prepared for on the side of G2. The neural, yeah, they kind of punished too the trap play with the neural theft, so it's going to allow Trent to be confident in taking the fight against Derek. Confirms that A side is deserted, so a beautiful re-pivot as well. But what's interesting here, I was about to say, Trent, if they kept pushing up there, that would have been interesting.
Even going all the way back to the pistol.
Great punish.
I mean, it's a 4v3. It's not impossible here. I am concerned about how late the lurk is from Leaf. I'm concerned for EG. But they also might just get the timing wrong and all of them sneak past. I mean, granted, there's a trapwire, so as soon as that trapwire is destroyed, I'm guessing we're going to see a pinch play come out between Leaf and Net. Watch. Here it comes. No! Please be aware of behind you. Please be aware of behind you.
Leaf is.
Are they playing
Leaf
for
is moving
exits?
the opposite direction.
Are they gonna
Yeah,
are they just playing for exits here?
Oh, whoa. All right, well, now G2 knows exactly where EG has to be, and they're gone.
Yeah.
They've gotten out of dodge.
Net's the only one that they might be able to get a gun off of, but might just be eco farming as well. No, Nature gets the gun, should be able to get out as well. Yeah.
That's another round for G2.
Getting two there is crazy out of Net.
No,
A
completely.
lot of damage there, saving the guns for the rest of the squad.
I mean, that's just kind of knowledge, and I think it did come out of that late round from Leaf as well. So knowing like all of mid is clear, all the top mid is clear, like they have to be on the flank. And so they all repivot into spawn. Oh.
And you know what? It's been twice now that the aggressive B kind of hasn't worked out for EG. So do you think that they might drop that and maybe opt for aggression somewhere else? Because I'm feeling like maybe there's a lot more potential with their comp maybe to go down mid a little bit, take that control and wrap around A, kind of deny that tile space. But
I did like the initial like B trap play because obviously they were caught by surprise and they got the frags that they needed. But I agree, last run it didn't work out. The A main pop right here, this trap play, I think it would have worked, but Derek died a little bit too soon. And I think they timed the toxic screen rotation well too, because the toxic screen was the issue, like I said, with them setting up in a trap play. But now Nature Right is alone on site, which is the repercussion when you have 2 people aggressing. That is clean. Not only do they get the frag before the showstopper is sent, but they get out. But Jonah, the trade.
EG find themselves outnumbered and outgunned yet again.
And that's just so tough.
Where are we going?
In there. Nosy has to
Who
get another
knows?
kill to even
There's so much potential with Omen in the post plant with that shrouded step. So much
punish for it.
potential
never
to
gonna
just
miss those
mess
shots.
with the head to your opponent. And
this dial,
in a
no
1v3 too, this is a tall ask for Apoth. But-
They're gonna save the
Yeah,
op.
okay, there you go. Yeah.
I mean, that might have been
Take
another
it down.
change that came out of the timeout, right? I mean, obviously, the eco round strategy falls through. The following round, but they may have been like, all right, how do we strengthen the defense? An operator.
And again,
But,
punishing that
I mean,
A
Supa gets the pick, but
aggression from
nothing
EG.
else following it, so...
And to be fair, EG
I'll
has
be
to- they
interested
have
to see
to
how they
show
kind of
something
adapt
when
around
they
the
have this
operator
breach
in
count.
these next few
for sure.
rounds.
You cannot just stay stagnant.
I mean, even going
So I like what
further,
they're
I think
trying to do, it's just the
what EG
execution
wants is
not
maybe
there.
3-4 rounds and then
Could be
ready
from
more
there,
for
could
the
be
attack. Because
from-
looking more and more at
Obviously,
this
G2's
comp, it
moving
feels
on
more of
right
a
now.
utility
prove
dump
something.
strike site kind of format for him. That play style seems to be what's going to be most prominent. Especially, they're kind of showing that off with these aggressive defensive plays. So I think they just want the bare minimum rounds to move forward onto the attack.
Which is so sad, because a lot of people have paralleled Sunset to Ascent in that regard of how simple it is, and I just completely disagree. I mean, I just love, like, the market and how you, like, okay, I know there's 2 wait, I know there's a market on Ascent, but ignore that. But just, like, the way that they can, like, leverage market and the aggression like this through tiles, that is nice. But look at the response, too. They're all just corralled now in spawn. And so my issue here is now they're just defending just further up. So I don't want them to swing this either. What is that? An op shot through the window?
Superman, where is he?
I've never seen
what a-
that.
What an
I've never
angle! What
seen
an
that!
angle!
Challenging.
Okay.
Even he
But
was
like, how many
confused, like,
times?
You can't get away with that
Yeah, like-
again, no, yeah.
How many times are they going to be corralled into spawn exactly as you said, right? That's the kind of angle that'll only work in that very
No.
niche situation.
But they still walk away with the numbers disadvantage, which is sad. And you can see that Jaw and Apoth only have stingers here. So they really did just want to, like, set the operator up for a bunch of duels, and it really was only Trent that took the bait. They're like, all right, we have a number up. Let's try this. And they don't hit the shot.
Still finds us in a 3v3.
But the market door getting broken would be an early indicator that this is headed towards B. And I like that Apoth is in main, right? So if they don't take the discipline to clear it out, this could be a really good punish.
I think with them storming through market and kind of having an idea of where
we
Raising
go.
Omen might be, and they
Look
have
at
to
this
rotate
trip.
VCT,
He's just got a stinger.
I think they just know. Nope.
We
okay,
love
they're
the
not
stinger!
knowers.
I used to be a stinger, nerf stinger person, but that was clean. And now they get the neural theft online. And Jaw gets the close angle too. 3 HP for Jonah! And they use the shock darts to clear out the Cypher utility too. So no shocks here, and they get the round! Let's go!
So that brings us a little closer to that showstopper. But G2 is still, I mean, so much cash in the bank.
That
So
is
much
true.
money to spare.
But I mean, like, if this is the beginning of the comeback, I feel like 7-5 is really clean. I feel like the composition as well that EG is running is very attack-sided as well. With that double initiator. Like, I mean, you get a Nightfall, you get a Rolling Thunder, both insane for these site hits. We love the celebration. Definitely needed here when you're down 7. Jaw did get that round closed out for them. I mean, when you have an operator trying to retake and they want to keep the operator in the defensive arsenal, they can't really be as eager to take those fights.
Absolutely.
They've got a lot of things at their disposal.
Apoth.
If I'm G2 right here,
Oh,
I'm just trying
first
to
trip
get that
taken
bomb
out.
down, get the Viper all down.
Again, very methodical by G2 with the way that they approach, and they can also choose to just leave now too after that pick. But Trent, yeah, and Trent is just doing that
Wait,
signature
but look
fight
who's aware
over
of
and
it.
over and
Nature
over.
has the read. They're back on the site.
Again, and that opens up
Neural theft is unfortunate here, I think, because now they know that Nature is there. But the fact that they have Jonah pinned here is nice. The paint shot, I think, trying to force him to take the op fight, and it does force them into Giacomo. So they're going to have numbers on the retake, but now they have to figure out how to navigate the Viper's
The pit
pit.
has been invested, the spike has been planned. Nature does have a rolling thunder.
Looking at what they have, I mean, they could always use Jaw's movement
Potentially hit a late flank
to have
with
someone
that
secondary
video
slide on in. They have some cages to work with in the aftershock to flush out some space.
Here it is, the Rolling Thunder.
Or the Rolling Thunder. Hey, why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, an ult for an ult. Very fair here. They even find Trent's location, but the frag's not lining up, finally. I know it's a 3v2, but I mean, the effects of the Viper's Pit's still there, not diminishing just yet. So 1v1, using the cage to get it to half. They're just going to stick it all the way, and Net doesn't check. Wait, they got... Why did you do that?
He had it the whole time.
He would have had that if he dashed.
Oh no.
That is so...
He would have had it, right? He definitely would have had it if he didn't get off. He definitely would have had it.
He definitely would have had it, and I think what is it? The sound of that cage, just
Oh, God.
natural reaction, pure
Yeah.
instinct there. And that's the second...
Wait, in the first
Is that
half.
the second timeout? Wow. Okay.
Wait.
So I think that kind of cements our thoughts on what this comp is meant to do. I think, we are right on the guess that EG is more confident on attack, and this is the half where they want to
They're worried, yeah.
rectify some stuff.
And that round should have been theirs. I mean, you gotta be devastated to Apoth, and I feel like this, like, yes, I agree. 8-1. It's not only for trying to get this score corrected before it's too late, because it already almost feels like it is, but it definitely has to be a mental timeout. Like after coming that close and using so many resources like the Rolling Thunder. I mean, just look at the body language of them. They clearly are not happy with their performance so far, and they need that Potter pep talk. I need to see a smile on Derek's face. Come on, like Potter, I was hyping them up as the person that keeps the vibes good for this squad. And when else do you need it when you're down 7 rounds?
Honestly,
I think they need some plushies is what they need.
Ooh, that's
those
true.
are getting more and more popular at the arena with the players, and
bro.
I think EG definitely needs their own set.
What would your
for
plushie
sure.
be
EG is playing together.
if you were playing on the
They're
big
trying
stage?
things, but just not coming out on top in these clutch moments.
That's tough. I really like Yoshi. I have this Yoshi plushie, but I
Ooh.
don't think it would be allowed on stage because it's a registered IP. So, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe I'll just get a wingman plush.
That would be cute, yeah. Have you seen the ones in VCT Pacific? I was like, why don't we have those wingman plushes?
So oppressive.
Oh, what is it?
Ooh.
That's the momentum change they need. Holy! Who cooked that strat up? They're like, what if I aggress main with a judge and sit in my dark cover?
I love VCT Americas. It's like, 8-9 straight rounds of pure strategic back-to-back action, and then
Wait, if they
I'm
go
gonna-
market here into the judge again, I'm gonna be done.
I'm gonna smoke and sit inside with Judge. Like that is the ultimate VCT America's counter strat.
Okay, no, they're going top mid here, which would take advantage of how spread out the players might seem for EG. Timing, Apoth, though only a stinger. I don't know if they could get both. Please turn around or push out Apoth. Oh, they got the info. But y'all can't repivot in time. Nice fault line though. Don't take these solo fights, please. You don't have the weapons. Okay,
Oh.
Derek. Okay, Derek. If you're gonna hit those shots, you're allowed to take the fights. I take it back. I take it back.
That was a crazy. Wow. That was just a slide in, one tap, done. In the ground. Whoa. Okay, get that second round in the scoreboard. This was disgusting though.
It
This
was.
is the highlight of the round for sure. For sure.
I was still concerned they were gonna get the timing on Apoth not swinging to get that information if they were top mid or not. And I mean, that definitely kind of made sure that the round didn't slip away. I mean, 8-4 even I feel like on this map is not terrible. Do you think this it's a sun-sided? Sunset is? Or is attack-sided?
It's one of those maps where I still say it's a very comp specific and
Okay.
how you want to play, but I would say
look at
a little
this.
bit more attack sided. I would say a little bit more attack sided.
Well then, like I said, if they get 8-4, they're swimming. And this round is a good
Exactly.
indicator, right? Now a 2v4. They have spiked down, but it's smoked off. And they're just gonna take the frags, right? They're gonna make sure that they don't overextend here is my hope. But Supa is isolated here. The frag taken by Net.
That's
Jaw
tough.
could have the timing, but the neural theft. Gotta
That's
ensure.
double tough.
It's just tough, yeah. Oh, Jaw though. Turn around, Jaw! Look behind you! Get that 5th sense. Get the Spidey sense, please. Nope. But wait, they're about to run back into 2 players. Alright. Take your gun out, please. Don't line up. You line up, but you're still gonna get the
that
frags.
That was so risky.
No, it was.
Those shadows were almost overlapped through the wall.
Derek's starting to come alive, right? The Deagle shot, now closing out that round. 8-4 half
Yeah.
here, I think this is winnable. This is winnable.
Yeah, they were struggling against Trent, and I think that was getting to them a little bit, but having a
Oh, look at
couple
that.
one fights under their belt is going to help the mental for sure.
All right, and then this is a good time to ask you before we know the outcome of the next round. Do you believe the 9-3 curse, or are you a denier?
I'm a 9-3 denier.
Really?
I'm a 9-3 denier.
Had to be
I
up to me.
believe that you can win from 3-9. I believe
Yeah.
you can win from 3-9, but I don't believe it's like a curse.
I'm a 9-3 curse believer. I mean, I just like I like how it sounds, and I mean, statistically proven that's where the most, I guess, comebacks happen or something. Whatever made it a thing. But this round, right? It was a stack towards the A sites. They're gonna go for a full retake, and I feel like we haven't seen a 5-on-5 retake since the pistol round. So we're ending how we started.
EG still have
Interesting smoke.
EG still have Jogmo's
Oh no! Oh no!
right on cue.
Oh
Big
no!
showstopper.
Look below you!
Check the ledge! Check the ledge!
Below you!
Check the ledge,
Whoa,
Jaya!
whoa! What is that trigger discipline? At least it's only a 1-for-1 trade, so I feel like it was worth it, especially because look how deep Jogamo got off of just a scare tactic.
But
can just
was
stick
it a
it.
1-for-1 trade?
No,
oh
it was-
my god, Ja got in!
Ja got in,
Ja
yeah.
got in there! He's shaking
those
the
are
fence.
like-
Let me in! Let me in to be main!
Wow, that's like it's like the trailer.
Yup.
He's in jail. But like that's the calculated risks you take in those situations. Like Leave probably shaking their head now, regretting the decision they made, even though it seemed like the right one in the moment. But it cost them that 9-3, 8-4 now locked in. My only concern here, right, is that EG has a lot of ground to make up, and they don't have any timeouts left. All right, let's see this. What is
All right,
side
what are we
picking?
drawing? What are we drawing?
For the next watch party, we got to get our own like what is it called?
Like a little
Telestrator.
whiteboard?
Telestrator. That's what it's called.
Telestrator.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
I feel like they got.
We can still draw it with our
costs a fat
mics, bro.
stack.
I got a little drawing pad.
What if I just like take a crayon straight to my monitor?
I don't know. I mean, that would work for you and whoever's in your room, but not for the people online, sadly.
That's tough.
We'll just pull up Valor Planner. It'll be fine.
True. Well, you know, that's always a good alternative.
Yeah.
The trip got broken, and again, this is from EG's
Which round is
perspective. They can't
this?
see all of the minimap, and so it falls on some of these players to go back and take a look over
What
towards
round is
mid.
this?
And the
Oh, is this
protocol
the-
really, really slow. I'll wind it back just so that you can see that.
Is
trip.
that the Hunter's
Trip
Fury
gets
round?
broken, and immediately
5.
they're a bit
Okay.
No,
a
it's
bit
not.
tentative. It's the Omen that goes to clear it.
Oh,
Well,
that
it's
round. I
really
remember that. That was
place
really
there. This is the eco round that they
difficult
tried to
read.
run as well. This trap play where they've got the paranoia coming through, a stun coming through as well.
That was a
They
trap
fought
play that
for a
got,
run
like,
onto it
shut
and see if he
down,
can
right?
make the play happen. And you see how
Because that's when they
far he's
stopped
got
doing
to
that B
run
main push
to try
until
to
the
make
judge
that
moment that
work.
came out
So
from
overall,
Supa.
EG had a little bit of, I think, nerves and
I
inexperience.
think
at the start of
this
game
this
that
is
will
kind
lead
of like
to
an
multiple
exploitation
moments
of
where they gave away
G2
cheap
identifying that
kills
EG
to
was
G2
maybe
at the start
over-rotating a
of
bit
the
much.
The more that they can tighten that up, the more that
And
they can
EG
actually
not
work on making sure
playing
that
that
the
long
gaps aren't
angle
given
up
away
at the
right
top
the
of mid
start.
connecting
They'll
the
have
sites,
better
kind of
approaches
as a
in
jump
these
spot
rounds, and
angle
they'll be able
to just
go
get
toe to toe with
information.
them. You already
Yeah, I
saw
mean, they
that
didn't really have
towards
anybody
the
like
end of the half
positioned
where
there
they were
permanently.
able
They
to
really
run
had instead somebody
Exactly.
Boba and somebody Link, which I mean, it ended up
Yeah.
working, right? It was only taken advantage of like I think twice, and I mean they still I think walked away with the round victory in one of those 2 times, so it's not too terrible. But
But it's definitely a big risk, right? Because you can play the rounds more effectively and efficiently if you get that little bit of extra information as opposed to committing to the fight.
yeah,
Then you can kind of have that flexibility. Retake mid, goes back to your B main, whatever.
it does take someone out of the fight on a site though, which I think is why they took that gamble.
True, true.
All right, but side swapped 8-4. I mean, a pistol and a follow up can put them right back into this.
A little bit of mid control though.
So this round's gonna be really important for them.
I don't think that dart tagged anyone.
I think they get to talk to Potter during the timeout too. You're the ref here. When does the coach get to talk with the
I don't
team?
think it tagged anyone because that one way.
Timeouts and should be halftime as well.
So there you go. So they get the Potter buff coming into this pistol.
And it does look
Hopefully.
Like, oh, but EG's second guessing themselves. Now's the timing they need to take.
There's nobody on this A site.
Waiting on the other side. Meanwhile, it seems
For
like the
G2.
fight is afoot
Just the Cypher
across
utility.
mid. Leaf closing the door. Derek understanding there's at least somebody
This is
close
one of the
by.
benefits I think of
Everyone's
having the
so
double
much
initiator
expected
is
of
you have
the
that
middle map.
initiator player lurking
Got
here
Valen
as
who's
well.
waiting.
And maybe they can sell like a fake towards the B site when the haunt comes back online. Or yeah, they see they're trying to make it seem like there's more mid presence than there actually is. But I agree with what the casters just said. They need to go fast now before the rotations start coming through. And there it is. They realize the site's empty. They're destroying the Cypher utility.
I just want to know if Derek is gonna kind of commit to walking up mid fully through tiles.
Well, they don't
and
have
coming
choice
late.
now.
Oh, Oh,
Yeah, nice, nice. Get another, Derek. I said you were coming online. Oh,
Two's
still
still
though.
great though.
And
Two's
the
still
damage
great.
on net too is good.
Net sitting at 55 HP.
I was not expecting fight from bottom of mid. I was expecting walk up tiles to mid, get behind him. But that is, I mean, if you got aim like that, hey.
Not. Look at that nature too. Clean. Now it's just Valen. IG up for G2 left. And they're damaged. And there's a flank coming through to pinch from Apoth. Nice fault line. Yep. Backstab. Beautiful. That's the pistol they needed. Ash.
Oh yeah. And that's going to bring the momentum. We're going to get into the anti-eco. But I'm more concerned about what conditioning G2 has in mind, right? Because when you're looking at double controller, that's kind of the big element.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what they're going to bring in aggressively to take advantage of this extra space that they're going to create for themselves.
And you can see Father in the corner also celebrating.
Yeah.
Aw.
The second PC behind. Yep.
Yeah. Those coach setups are cool. I know you've probably seen them. I got to see them when I was at Champs. It's like they're so far from the main stage. I don't know about the Riot Games Arena ones, but at least when they were at the shrine, they were.
They're
Oh,
pretty
no.
close.
EG looks aware though.
See.
Are they gonna dog into
Oh, I'm glad the trip's there early because they should be able to spot out this trap play as soon as it's triggered. The
Oh,
Supa
no, Supa.
survives. Turn
Supa,
around.
no.
Yes, yes. Supa farm those eco frags. They know one more's there. Paint Chill allows the reload.
This is not the player you want warming up against you. No.
There we go.
I hope his wrist is okay because he was in the middle of
Smoking, yeah.
and then just flicked 180. Hold on, I heard that trip break.
Valen got caught with their smoke out too last half, so that shows like I guess the Omen diff coming in a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to win those gunfights. Sure.
But this is where we actually get to see EG tested, right? Is if they can perform a similar 4-round kind of run that we saw G2 do on their attack half that got them this dominance. Or they had more than that, I think 4, but yeah. They had like 5, I think, then the timeout. But I mean, yeah, we have a Guardian with a Bulldog. Excuse me, the biggest weapons. Bucky obviously also in the mix, but
slow play. First 2 rounds now.
Hmm.
Going for the B pop on this bonus round.
Looking at
Changing the pace. It's the
Derek
fastest
having
round
built
they've
up
had
a
so
good
far.
amount of orbs, and I wonder if EG kind of wants to lean into that a little bit more. Yeah, they got a lot of space right here.
This is a nice sight
Over
take,
by
but
Stair going through. Whoa, 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 whoa!
if they-
John, where are we going?
if they prioritized the Prag onto Sova, onto Jonah there instead of Leaf, this would have been a very different round. But Derek's still alive. Derek's still fighting. I mean, this was the most expensive weapon that they technically had. And I think that's why G2 is not willing to take the fight. I mean, Valen's low. They're just going to wait for the backstab to come in from Trent.
Not swinging out recklessly.
This is Trent just literally yelling in comms. I'm behind, I'm behind.
Push Boba. Do it. Go away. Go away, Derek. Take the fight against Valen and go away.
It's so impressive.
Come on,
Oh,
come
I'm so
on.
low too.
If they get I'm sorry, but if they get the frag on a Valen there, I think that's a very winnable round. Because you just go away, you get the plant down, you get your utility charged back up. Obviously, they would have had to also crossover from those 2 players in market, but I think they could have outrun them.
Absolutely. No, 100%. But that's just the kind of angle that is so difficult to clear because you come around the corner, they could have been where Derek was, they could have been a step up or another step up, could have jump peeked from over or have been all the way in market deep. So it's just one of the harder angles to clear.
Superman and Jaw were already dead.
It's too little, too
All
late.
right.
Another 5-man here.
I mean, they've been taking sites pretty fluidly. Obviously, that round, like, not the best weapons to hold on to the site. And the aggression getting punished into CT. But, I mean, you have to go for those kind of all-in plays when you're on a bonus. So, I mean, losing your bonus is pretty expected. When it's the first rifle round, this is where it's going to start mattering because G2 on the verge of double digits.
That's true, but if they're counting the utility there, I think they would have recognized there was at least 2, and maybe that the overzealousness was going to get punished no matter what. They could have reformulated, but again, they were overcommitted. So at the end of the day, that's like milliseconds of time to reconsider realistically. This line was nice, but I think EG doing the numbers, and I think this is definitely going to benefit them. Look at where Apoth is, and I think they're going to catch the rotation when inevitably the spike is kind of sounded out at B.
If you get frags like this, if you get the wraparound, it doesn't matter. But Jonah being alive here too is very dangerous. They need to be aware that there could have been somebody main wrapping, but they're actually not going to go link. They're going to go safely into CT. If they get this plant, or if they get the spike planter, I'm gonna cry. Okay, good. Oh no, no, that's dirty. And now Derek, Derek. I mean 1v2. They're split up. Jonah's low. Nice. But
Does have the
time.
nightfall here. Does have the nightfall. Yep, there we go. Now we're cooking.
Oh, they just get the
Now we're cooking.
Yeah. There we
Plants,
go.
plants, get your orb. Get your orb, Derek. Well,
They don't. They don't. They're celebrating with the team, bro. It's over. It's gone.
Finding the window.
All right. Like I said, these Vandal early this rifle round really important, right? Because now you're only 2 rounds separating. It should be an eco round for G2, so they should be able to get at least 1 round separation. So they're just keeping it close, keeping it competitive here on the first map.
oh, what a chant, what a cheer. Yeah.
Some EG fans still in the house. We'd love to see it.
It was a cold response too. You got to remember. I mean, Derek made his
Okay, big
name
reveal.
on
Do we
clutch
nade?
moments just
We know
like
Trent
that.
is there.
And it was something that, quite frankly, was
We know
like him
Trent
the
loves
last time we
A
saw him on the stage.
back
So
when they're on
it's
attack.
good to see him get back into those big moments and be able to
We
execute
know that's
on
going to be
them.
patterned.
Still find themselves down 2 rounds though.
All right.
For G2, they've got a stinger in the hands of Leaf, but rifles. Other than that,
Hey, Poth.
G have got
Hey, Poth.
Apoc is dead.
Sag.
Very smart from G2 to fully clear.
That is such a Sag outcome, but
Like they're not letting A-Pop get those
G2 bringing it back up. Coming through to the entrance of the lane. Let's see how they are in link. Tossing everything they have.
Ooh.
Still in hand.
Showstopper is going to put a lot of pressure here, but this high-low out of Superman has a lot of potential. Okay, the low part of the high-low was taken out.
Harmlessly.
And now it's just Superman. All right.
Cannot convert. Leaf with 3 and G2 gets to 10.
That was around, like I said, they needed, but it also wasn't like an eco round like I thought it was gonna be from G2. They forced up, took the light shields, so
and then going for the fast retake this time with Rocket.
it makes sense that, like I said, it could be an important round. But
Having a
this is where I would want to see a Potter timeout, right? But those 2 rounds to make sure they got the
Here, how
8-4.
chaos and how much pressure Leaf was able to apply.
So they just gotta stick it out. They gotta lean into the calls being made by nature.
Right, he could not
Yeah,
commit. Jogger
gotta-
could not commit to getting the spike down. It bought
lot of
just
trust
enough
leaning
time
into this
for
IGO
them to
here. I
flood
mean,
out, as you were just mentioning. Now EG with a less than stellar buy to work with.
I mean, even bringing it to 10-7 on G2's map pick,
Yeah.
it's a pretty good indicator that they're just warming up, that they're getting that experience in on the big stage with the new team,
to have
proving some of the hypothesis, the
true.
theory crafting they've been making.
free sight again,
I
and
mean,
they're playing Bucky.
again, I like the sight take, but is that was that a
Uh-oh.
that was a insane frag on a Supa. Clear your corner, Jaw. Look to your left. Oh,
Bucky once again goes down with a whimper.
I feel like
Invest a rolling thunder.
that's kind of what I'm eyeballing right now is Jaw's behavior to kind of
wait,
Overattack.
Apoth, and the aftershock from nature. Oh, Trent just might have bailed G2 out of that round. A paint shell will kill. A boom bottle kill.
Oh, go right
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yup.
But
Yup.
We have a Bucky.
Yup.
No.
Oh
No,
no.
take it down.
No. Stay tight. Oh, you gotta hug the wall.
Mm.
Unreal. What a recovery from G2.
Still, it's
because
such
of
a
Alexa Trent
great
getting
like
2-3
eco round. Like
And what a
the Rolling
great
Thunder
push
to
from VGI.
deposit
I was
Apoth
confused
there
too. I'm
deeper
like,
into
oh, we're
Boba.
3v5, 3v4.
Hmm.
We're committing this all.
Honestly, as soon as I heard the ult, I was concerned, but then I saw Apoth's
Yeah,
positioning.
G2 are definitely shaken after that one. That was a bit too close
Yeah.
for comfort for them. But
And honestly, man,
yeah, as I was saying, Jaw, I feel like
decisions that you make on the
has a
fly.
couple times now
That's not a
been
set piece,
caught
that's not something you drill,
in
that's,
these
all right, we're pushing, go now.
these save rounds, these
I like
anti-eco
seeing that
rounds
from a
where
rookie in the league.
they just have less money. They're just going in and I understand that you want to take the gamble, but at the same time,
And create plays
there's
like
definitely
that.
a tempo that they can match with their team to get just that little bit of extra help that could be a game changer there.
Yeah.
You've got an aggressive pit B main right at the beginning.
In this round, I mean, Leaf kind of trapped in the corner. I'm not sure if they are aware that they're there. The Paranoia not landing cost them the first blood, allows Jogamo to frag out here.
Oh!
That is a really good Hunter's Fury, though, showing the trade outs you get when you have a Nightfall versus Hunter's Fury.
They've drawn out the Roomba, they've drawn out the nade.
They're trying to force them to continue taking these fights on A, though. Like, do you see the
Now
pit
that's what they're
there
gonna have to settle
on B main paired with the Cypher utility in a market? Napoth's just disrespecting
menace.
both of them here.
Look at how far up he is.
Oh, come on, Derek. You got this.
Reactive again.
You got these.
But net is
Yes.
low.
Oh, but yeah, like you said, nobody there for the trade.
Shot goes just a bit wide. But Jonah P with the
This is still grounds gained though, so Elbow completely under control of EG. Another trade though, keeping things even on a 2-on-2.
That's a huge
Oh, I wish Nature had tried to go for the plant, but there's no information on where these players. Really, where
I mean, they
net
do-
is. They know where the Viper is. Yeah, like you're saying.
Yeah, they know where Trend is, and net is just a knower in that they're gonna catch the rotator, and the neural theft is
I don't even think they needed that
Gonna
neural
put-
theft.
Very smart.
nature is gonna be
Very smart from net.
There's been a lot of talk about
exposed. Yeah, he has to move after that.
He has only a fault line too, so no aftershock. You know, post plant utility to whittle down the clock. So they're gonna go for. Oh, you can't play behind the toxic screen. I don't like that. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Out of fuel.
Yeah, this fault line, they're just gonna have to wait for a tap noise fault line and try to fight for one. Nope.
Oh, they're just gonna stick it all the way. Okay, nice.
Oh,
But it's
oh.
halved. They gotta be aware.
Yep. All right, there we
Six
go.
bullets. 6 bullets.
And then you
Please,
gotta
please,
go
please,
for
please,
it.
please. Okay, wait.
Yep.
They got it. Okay. That one, whittling it down to the clock there, Nature. But I will say,
So many players.
Potter did say in the introduction video for this roster that Nature is the one that will throw away the star plays to lock down these rounds, even when they seem like they cannot be won.
Great heads up awareness.
And I mean, that round they get both the star potential landed with the clutch, and they get the round secured. And a very important one at that, keeping G2 off the map point.
And when you've got the fault line, you've got the swing. I mean, the cards were set.
Good energy from them, keeping it up.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna let this map go easily. But I am really excited to see what's going on with Icebox. That's still been weighing on my mind after what Valen said.
I mean, they're gonna be playing a comp that G2 might not be prepared against. Like I said, this is the go-to meta for Sunset, right? Is this composition EG's running? Versus they're gonna go anti-meta on Icebox. That would be huge.
He's actually
Well,
getting away with a lot.
oh, Leaf is nice and comfy sitting in this corner. Maybe that's not
Please
good.
just clear it.
Come on,
They
John.
cleared.
Come on, John.
Oh yeah. Toxic screen's late, so they're not covered by it. Leaf though's been huge here, and the vulnerability from the toxic screen. Oh, that's a second difference for the bailout, and very beautiful round here to deny the eco for G2.
Oh,
Oh,
that is nasty.
Apoth has touched their spawn, I think.
okay.
Like every round that he hasn't died early.
The timing, perfect.
3 on the round from him.
Neural theft up.
Can you imagine a timeout maybe coming
Apoth,
soon?
the proclaimed perfectionist by Potter, definitely perfectionist in their timing on these loop arounds, on these flanks.
It's
been clean, especially. And this is the first time out we're actually seeing get drawn out from G2.
What G2 doesn't know is this is what EG wanted all along.
They needed a Potter timeout.
the Potter buff.
Yeah.
early space.
Playing into the evil master plan, Villainaire style.
Limits the places that you can play.
And a timeout has been called.
All right. So now, I mean, these rounds have been working, obviously, for EG. So what do you think Potter? I mean, what mistakes do you think Potter's gonna be pointing out from at least like the few rounds in this half that have been given up by EG?
It is those micro errors in right, because you've been pointing out that EG has been having these effective eco rounds, right? These
Wait, those Crocs are better.
low buys. That's also an IP.
Wait,
That's
who
also
has
a
them? Who
registered
has
IP.
them? Wait, is that Derek? Who's on the far
bottom.
left? We'll see. We'll see when they come back around.
Yeah, we'll have to see it. Who's on the bottom of the scoreboard?
Is a distant memory.
But yeah, it's like
So insane.
they're having such effective rounds on their ecos, and it really just comes down to those errors. And I know I kind of sound like a broken record, leaning into jaw a little bit, but that's kind of the one consistent factor. I'm sure there's other things, but that's what seems glaring to me, where if they can slow them down, those effective rounds can turn into round wins as a whole.
You know, the jaw entries have been clean, but when they get shut down by Leaf, that's when they've kind of started falling apart. Unless you get those clutch plays coming out from Nature or the clutch lurks.
And even
so.
Jonah's been doing a great job serving as just a brick wall.
It's true.
This spot from Valen.
All
Nice
right.
passive angle here. He can
I
easily
mean, like we said, the G2's been so kind of reserved on this, right? Apoth in a good position as well to punish this B main aggression. They also have Derek as support if there's more than one player there that Apoth doesn't want to deal with, but I'd rather just avoid the fight altogether. I mean, A site's where they're setting their sights on. A site's where the spike plant objective is going to be.
Yeah, that's the numbers up. I mean, seeing those 3 players at B, this is just going to further encourage EG to pick up the pace here, and they do. I think they need to be bold in the way that G2 was and fight for CT, though.
I don't know. I mean, they're not really in position yet to flood in. They're more trying to flood in through Link here. They also have the Rolling Thunder online, so maybe they're going to take your advice. Look, trying to get aggressive off of it? No. They're still just holding the forefronts, and I like it. I mean, it's working so far. I want to see the next layer of utility starting to come in response here, right? I need to see like an aftershock, something. Or just Jaw going ham. That works too. I mean, Guns is lethal as utility here. Ooh, Leaf missing that satchel, though. That's huge. They can't have a high-low setup. They just allow these frags to get taken directly by EG. And suddenly only 1 round divides the 2 teams, Ash.
Okay, so they burnt some time there with the Rolling Thunder. Kind of kept G2 guessing. That was really, really dangerous. I feel like if Jaw didn't get those early picks off and dwindled the numbers, things would have gotten dicey because Leaf tossed that paint shell real nice to kind of spread everyone out and break up the crossfires.
But that's the aggressive playstyle that Jaw was known for last year. That is what the team's being framed around. So, I mean, they're prepared probably with the protocol of, you know, if Jaw goes huge, help them out. If they die early from that gamble, then they have a response, or they should have a response prepared. I mean, heard it from Soham. Potter doesn't get surprised very often, so we'll see now if they can get this.
A fault line and a half.
I love that. She's like, A-Fault is gonna. Are they just not gonna peek this? Oh.
Are they just knowers?
Stun is still out. Will he ask for it?
I want to see the spy cam perspective again. I just want to see if they can see like the toes or something there of Leaf.
Meanwhile, there's a dog that just went out market, catching onto the first.
Oh, and they don't. There's no trade either. That's brutal.
Yeah, no one is around.
Oh,
Derek alone in mid too. Let's see if they can.
You gotta get this trade. No, Super. Okay. Nature though. Nature.
Okay.
That's a stinger though. And Derek's in enemy territory too. Oh no, the timing. Wait.
Another.
Yes. All right, Nature. Yes. Avoid Valen. Avoid Valen here in elbow. I like it. Please don't let the timing. The timing. They get a gun. They can't give away the position.
Paranoia is so big here.
But now they know where they're coming from at least. So, I mean, Jenny in a safe position, waiting for Paranoia to come away. They might not know Derek's there. The right-click classic has to come through. And Derek, not letting it happen. 3 bullets. Going for the Phantom. And that is what allows Derek to tie things up, Ash. 11-11.
What a tempo shift. I mean, let's,
for real.
We're getting that 4 in a row.
Okay. We're going to see another G2 timeout.
climbing up from the pits. Let's go.
If EG wins this next round, we're definitely seeing a G2 timeout before OT starts.
Yeah, they definitely want to get all of those out before they get the new ones for OT.
Derek going huge there, bro. If Derek didn't get both of those frags, that would have been a very dangerous round. Because it would have been what would that be, a 1v3?
And they still win the round. Heroics right now from the side of EG.
I'm loving it, bro. I want to go back over to the... There it is. It's now, actually.
Yeah. Okay, that's the second timeout, so that'll dry out the pool for both teams.
No more till OT.
I love Potter with the finger wag.
It's like,
all right, guys.
You guys are so close to winning these rounds.
Absolute boss behavior. Let's see.
Very much so.
We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but it does feel like the last couple of rounds are the hardest.
Okay, so things have lined up now. I think first thing I want to check in when we get back is what the ult economy is looking like. Because that's going to kind of determine the interactions for the next few rounds.
It was a save from G2, I will say. Last strat. I mean, so the stingers. That's why Derek went huge on those frags top mid. So it should be a full. Yeah, it should be buy and buy. But what about the ults?
But ult economy, yeah. So Neural Theft is up for G2, so that's something that EG are not going to want to give at all. Nightfall and their own Neural Theft for EG. That's going to be big. And okay. I know Jonah P has come up big with a frag before with the Hunter's Fury, but I don't think that's something that EG is going to be worried about. So I think looking within the next 2 rounds, EG is actually in a great position to just close out 13-11.
I agree. I think they need to farm the orbs for nature this round, right? Make sure you get both orbs. Maybe get a frag or 2 if we see nature as the one that plants as well.
That'd be good.
Because then they can use like the Nightfall this round. They can use Rolling Thunder next round and completely deny OT as well on G2's map pick. But we're just theory crafted, just like EG did while waiting for their debut. And they're actually going mid to B here. And there's nobody directly in market, so there's not even really Cypher utility here, minus the Spy Cam and Window, but that's gone now. And they only saw 2. They didn't see the full effects of this EG crunch that's about to come in.
Oh, that's nice. That Nightfall, making sure that no one's in B main, is going to mean that the entire site is for EG.
I need to see somebody on site clear out this trip, but nobody there to punish from it anyways. But it's going to be a lot of retake potential here for G2. I mean, I remember here plenty of time to work with.
And I need Derek to win this fight mid.
I was about to say, yeah, they've got Jonah there. They've got Trent about to come in too. Nice paranoias though. Oh, Jaw. Nah, please check this corner,
left,
Jaw.
clear left. Stop, Jaw. Why do you keep...
Okay, we need to get Sohan back in here. I need him to personally tell them to check that corner. Oh, no.
Because it's always been net, too. I think every single time.
No, one of the times it was Jonah droning the first Bucky round.
Okay, true.
But then again, like Leaf was right there, so they just were targeting the one they could see. So I don't blame them for that one. But the 2 times it was net, yeah. Check your corner, my dude.
Easy kills. Easy kills for them. Look at this retake.
Yeah, this is such a tough position for Derek to play too, because I feel like someone was with Derek, and I feel like they just got abandoned.
Yeah.
That entire round, he sat in that corner.
Oh, all right.
That is tough. Yeah, I think someone in main had to re-wrap mid there, play bottom mid, and kind of open up some space, but relieve some pressure. But it just didn't happen that way.
Would it be an EG debut without OT? That's the question. I think we gotta see OT here, Ash. I mean, this time they're trying to simplify it. They're trying to just go straight for this B hit. A lower trip is an interesting choice here. I'm surprised we don't see a paint shell. They're just jumping over it, but nobody's there to punish either because of how deep Net's been playing. I do like this high-low that Valid and has been setting up, but they haven't had too many chances to use it because of utility like this. Look, Jaw doesn't need to clear the corner if it's aftershocked, but oh, huge Hunter's Fury. But look at this, frags. Neural left 2.
Okay, that's big.
These are all the ultimates that they wanted, and if Nature can get like 2 here, then the round's basically done, basically over. So, I mean,
they're going back to A main again. Okay.
My issue is like what post-point utility they have left at this point. I don't like them playing off site here, which I think is why Jaw's re-aggressing. But a 2v3. Nature only has a Spectre too, so they can't play these longer angles. It is going to be a lot of asks out of Derek.
Ooh.
And Derek just delivering. They've got it. Beautiful tether. Derek basically locks down OT here for EG.
Map 1 OT. Now this is kind of where EG were struggling a little bit, right? So I think we're going to be pretty cyclical until EG can figure out how to conquer the defensive half.
Yeah. And there it is, Riot Games Arena into overtime mode. I mean, I would not be opposed to having a fodder timeout to start OT, like if it is their defensive half that they're starting on. It should be, just because like they can get that round early. They can just get these 2 rounds in a row and end it here before, you know, G2 can make those adjustments that they need to on their defense half.
And the IGL getting hype.
But we'll have to wait and see.
They're feeling it.
They're going for this A main pressure. We saw this a few times, and they just never got it timed quite right with the cycling of the toxic screen.
Yeah, so Trent was always forced to be reckoned with here. I feel like for EG, they want to focus on maybe getting the territory and therefore the orb over on Derek or Nature, right? That retake potential. Because looking at G2, if you let G2 throw the paint shells, the boom bot, the paranoia, the mollies to take the site, then EG's retake gets a lot better.
Huge paranoia.
Just get him on the way in. Just get him on the way in.
And that's the difference, right? We saw Net playing really passive on their defense. Apoth now being a little bit more active here, especially in that market hold. Now they also have, you know, when they have Supa there with them, but now we just went to the other side of the map where Derek's has to deliver, and they at least get their frag. Net's really low, too. So 4v3, almost 4v2 here. A crunch coming through onto Jonah as well. Literally, Supa's just trying to buy time for Apoth, and as long as they keep getting these trades, I mean, this round's basically over. A 2v1, but 10 HP for Valen. They just need to take this fight together. They just need to Aftershock or Pain Shell the plan. And you can see it's full steam ahead on this rotation.
I would never say never, though. With that paranoia in their pocket, Valen can do just about anything. Oh, they're going to throw it prematurely, and that's it.
Yeah.
One dark cover and a stray bullet could do the job.
Oh, Pain Shell! Oh. I mean, the timing here. Oh, Jaw! What is this from the shadows? That's going to be...
Okay, this is maybe a little bit...
Please get off. Please get off. Please get off. Wait. And that's the defense round! And they're just stunned. They don't even need the frag onto Valen. All right. I think we're going to see a G2 timeout. We have to see a G2 timeout, right?
I'm in disbelief.
We have to see a G2 timeout. There's no way G2 doesn't, right?
Like, that's just the kind of situation where it's like, jiggle, you know?
Look at that. They almost get both, too. What's the crowd reaction? The villain squad signs. I love it.
I like the guy with his hands in the air. What?
Yeah.
What?
Look at this guy.
Me.
Rookie game, rookie year, first
Just
leg,
like me for real.
2018.
Holy.
All right.
Nevertheless.
Paranoia, quick, go off the rip. EG wants to take this fast? No.
I mean,
Maybe not a moment too soon.
they've been good at
We're just-
clearing out elbow.
We're just throwing up. We're throwing paranoias down lane for funsies.
Yeah. Ooh, but an operator. That's the kind of
That-
surprise element we wanted to see from the Superman operator that we never got. And now it's delivering. Now it might be bailing G2 out of their defensive half. I feel like this is a commonplace thing, Ash. I don't know why. Like, they'll struggle on their half, and then it's like, in OT, it's the opposite. Like, they can't win the half they were winning the entire time.
Whether that be Derek or Apoth, who've been mainly there. And then Trent playing in front of his smoke this time.
Oh, this is intense.
You wanted them
this
to do
is
this.
the fight we need.
You wanted them to
Come
do
on.
this every round of
This
their
is
attack.
Yep. No, throw the flash.
You
Flash
need two
and
people.
swing.
Help them. Help Supa.
Flash, swing, tether. Flash, swing, tether. Flash, swing, tether.
There it
Flash,
is.
swing,
Just a
tether.
flash
Okay.
swing. Oh. But numbers advantage is going in favor of G2 further. 1v4 now on the board for Nature. We've seen them win a clutch, but
This is very hard.
not this severe. Also, no utility to work with. I mean, 30 seconds plus on their fault line. Paint Shell as well, just to allow them to stick. Nice spray coming through, but Net gets the position pinpointed, gets the gunshots to land, and we go into our second rotation of overtime. I think
just
go for it.
they know that they're out there in CT. If they throw that flash, they can get a fight. Whether they win or lose, they lose maybe one tops. They fall back, and the tether is going to stall
Oh, look at
and
this.
serve as that indicator.
I love this new replay, like with the zoom in on the operator shots. It's been very clean.
That's a huge kill.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
VCT
graphics
America's
has been
prod
working
team cooking.
overtime.
Yeah.
Yup.
As well in this series.
But that retake was very clean. I mean, I agree they could have invested more utility into that CT play, but they also didn't know how many players were there. So maybe I wanted to see a haunt there instead.
Oh, we've seen this before.
Oh, we have seen this
3 kills he
before.
got, almost in this exact same place with the judge.
And you know what? Something crucial. He's not smoking it this time on purpose.
There's no way.
Honestly,
nobody would expect that.
That Chronami skin with the G2 buddy, kind of clean.
Let's see though if G2 still decide to use utility.
You know what? I see it.
Look at that. Okay, but wait. They're not gonna clear it. They don't clear it again.
More judge gameplay.
I'm gonna get a paranoia out there. Get something to help you out, and the answer is gonna be, ooh, they have to try to step out. They're out, but they
Oh, he's
reload.
out.
They need another smoke. Yes. I mean, at this point, I would be rotating if I was G2. Oh,
If I was
drone.
Superman, I'd paranoia and swing again.
No, I wanted to see the paranoia there after they smoked it, but that shock dart kind of I think stopped that plan from happening.
It would have taken a really long time because they don't know who's there exactly, and if it was like Trent as well, then it was over.
Ooh, I hope this bomb bot sees them, but angle
Look
not
at the roll
correct.
over here.
So kind of a false indicator and a false rotation.
Or anywhere on the map, really. G2's
Jaw
got
realizing it, probably a call from Nature to go back to the B site. They're gonna have at least, yeah.
This is on Derek right now to identify that Trent is not at A, right? Like they're anchoring, thinking that it is going to be that same kind of setup.
Oh, Jaw. I was going to say, we have to see them deliver. Now that paves the rotation now from the rest of the team. Nice satchel out of danger here, too. Nice frags around this utility. It's just hop, skip, and the round is secured by EG and Nature. When do we? Is this where we see our first timeout? Timeout? Question mark?
Surely.
No?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
Pause
wait.
at 25. Pause at 25.
Okay. Who is it though? I feel like it's got to be G2, right? Maybe? No, it could also be the.
No, it's gonna be. We're gonna come back to it.
Okay, but who? Who do you think took it? 50-50. Place your bets right now.
I think it's G2 for sure.
I think it's G2 as well.
I feel like Potter will let them play out in
they
this
missed a
kind
blur.
of situation.
He didn't say anything.
Let's flip and go.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
a friendly show here.
Yep.
And is it
Oh,
gonna
it's
be
EG
G2?
pause.
Wait, that's just because
Nope.
it's EG side. Wait.
Oh.
Wait for it to come up.
And you can feel the tension.
We'll
of
see
the
when it comes
moment
up.
as they eventually
And come
what
on.
is now going to be potentially
More Matt.
It is an EG timeout. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm evident by Derek right now. This does feel like it is very much a more of a mental break than a like strategy break. I mean, they're going into the half, they were winning, and their comeback was staged on, but it was robbed away from G2 last overtime rotation. I mean, you can even see Potter here just more listening, theory crafting, ensuring that they can like have more like of a team decision for this last potential round.
Putting in the systems.
Oh, and this is G2's map pick too that's going to OT, so if this is what we're seeing out of EG when they're warming up, I can't wait to get the Icebox. I cannot wait.
I want to know. What is EG's answer to these mid changes on Icebox? That is my number one thing, because I as much as I am an America's supporter at international events, right? Because from the region, it's like, well, we don't innovate much. You know, we're not known for innovation.
Yeah, on paper. Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right, well. Oh, wait.
I will say too, as we think about G2,
It changed to G2.
their DNA going all the way back. You know, this core that has been together for a long time. The wins that they put together.
It was EG before. You can't do back-to-back timeouts, can you?
They have to earn them. And, you know,
If both teams call for the timeout at the same time, it's just one timeout, and they both get used.
Maybe that's why they're both on there. That might be what it was.
Resilience.
Yeah,
Either way, I mean, then both teams needing that break, knowing this round could be the last. I mean, if this goes to 30-plus rounds for the first map for EG's debut, that would be insane, Ash.
Another op up from
Be one of the closest maps, or the closest map so far then. So
remember, he was the one who controlled the middle of the map in the previous round.
And I want to shout out Gibbs in chat. We do stand Potter.
Apply some of that pressure, take care of Levo's Apoth.
okay. Apoth posted.
Oh, the leaf off, though. I mean, it's lost its element of surprise, right? Surely. But it is elbow instead, and we've seen Jaw love taking this space as well. Nice Prowler. They can't really destroy it, but they have the teammate in the pocket.
This has to be obvious, yeah. Yeah, Jaw senses something is wrong. Oh, why are we shooting the Prowler that early on that angle? What could it be? What could it be?
No, beautiful shot. And the Apoth lurk here has been insane, too. I think this could be it, Ash. I know it's early into the round. I know it's still a 5v4, but
Look at all this over rotation, though. I think I might agree, because EG has so many options now, especially with Apoth working up mid. And if they were to break that trip, all chaos would break loose in G2's mind. But they're still taking their time.
Yeah, I am concerned about there being 3 players on A side and them trying to follow through on this. Apoth doing the best they can to sell a B rotation, but obviously net and that spy cam, they need to get that spy cam destroyed. You have that uncertainty into the round. So with that executed, they still aren't. They're not committing.
They don't need to sell the retake.
No, they don't.
They don't need to sell the retake. It's just happening. Or sorry, the rotation. Excuse me.
Yeah. This is a difference, right? Net was consistently in Boba every round. Not this deep into sight, albeit it's a few steps away, but they're going to challenge off of their utility. Ooh, Apoth getting backstabbed too, but handling it so well. Jogamo doesn't find anything, but trades come through. Jaw is everywhere all at the same time, and EG's come back to secure their first map in their debut. And look at the smiles.
Wow. Really bringing it back on attack there, Zobi. On the defense, yeah, we saw some struggle, but then even in the overtime, they adapted so quick. And you called it kind of that mental break, I think really helped them, because the intensity of that game was definitely rising.
No, come lately. All right.
really
We're
well.
gonna
So
go
a
back
whole
to
team
our
effort.
little
I mean,
two
everybody,
cam
you
to
mentioned
break that down. I mean, an insane first map. And like we said, that was G2's map pick. So everybody here at EG was like, we were very stressed, but never doubting them. I think that's a great way to sum up how Sunset just went. But, I mean, okay, now that you've seen the composition that EG was running, what is your prediction about the composition for Icebox, right? They said it has never been seen in the VCT Americas. So theory craft right now. I'll also do it, so we're both embarrassing ourselves, all right?
So it's like what I'm seeing now is, you know, it was that double-edged sword of Jaw. Like I was definitely on them, criticizing them, I have to admit. But then on the flip side, he was all there making the plays. And I feel like Icebox is a map where they want to sort of play off of that, right? So definitely there's going to be a lot more aggressive style in it. I want to say, but something, it would have to be something nutty. Like, you know, I'm gonna cook a little bit here, all right?
Cooking.
Okay. Neon,
Yoru.
Harbor,
Viper.
Gecko.
All right. Neon and Yoru. All right. I'm gonna counter offer you. All right. I agree with the
Okay.
Harbor Viper and the Gecko pick, just because we've seen Derek on the Harbor, so that's a role they're comfortable flexing into if needed. I don't know why, but I feel like the Gecko's gonna come out. Maybe it's just the Gecko itch since I'm a Gecko fan. But I don't know about those two duelists.
Yeah, me neither. But I feel like
I
if
mean-
there's potential for Yoru gameplay, it's gonna be on Icebox as one of the maps.
For me,
and
I think it's
Neon-
Breeze and Bind for Yoru outplays. What would my last two agents be? I think it's gonna be. I mean, I know Raze hasn't played a lot anymore on Icebox, but I feel like Jaw is just like when you think of Jaw, you think of Raze. So I can see them going over to the Raze, maybe. So maybe like the three agents you said, Raze, and then I think they do need another initiator. I don't think Gecko as a solo initiator is enough. So I want to say Sova. That's what I'm going with. Lock in. But
Wow.
all right, that was intense for Smap Ash. I know we need to catch our breath too. So, I mean, why don't we throw to a quick break and we'll be back for Icebox EG's map pick during their debut. So, if you've been enjoying the stream, stick around and we'll be back with more Live Evil action. And we are back and about to get into Agent Select here for Map 2 of EG versus G2. We're headed over to Icebox, which is Evil Genius's pick. Now, Ash, we had some great conversations over the break about, you know, the momentum shifts and how EG was able to set a momentum on the second half and make a comeback. But the desk also brought up a really good point that G2 lost their first map against Crew and then staged their own reverse sweep. So what do you think we're heading into as we transition into the game?
I mean, after talking with Soham earlier about the interesting approach that EG is going to take to Icebox, and the fact that Potter is always so confident and able to predict, that's their reputation. That's what I want to see what they cook in. It's a no duelist comp. Oh, okay.
It is a no duelist comp.
No duelist, double sentinel, and
double
deadlock.
initiator. You know? A EG veteran, actually. Mr. Kyle Screwface himself talked about how Deadlock is very viable on Icebox, and I've watched them play this agent, and I have been sold on Deadlock on Icebox, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is so hard to get around defensively, and with the playstyle that Giacomo has being so aggressive, I think they're gonna be able to shut down the duelists, specifically Leaf on G2's side. And I mean, the fact that this is their VCT debut with this agent is insane.
If any of my Premier teammates are watching, this is an I told you so moment.
I told you so? What did you say?
Yeah, because this is a Deadlock, so Double Sentinel Gecko with Viper was like what I had proposed initially, but granted it was without rehearsing it, so you know this is definitely going to be a comp that's based around set plays.
Okay.
But I cannot wait to see what EG does, because this was one of my proposed comps, and then having KO to finish it off instead of a duelist, I mean, I think that's brilliant. I think the knife brings so much value that there's no reason you shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, Nature being that flex player. I knew that Apoth was going to be a Sentinel because they didn't say that they were going to be like a Sentinel controller flex, although I can see them pulling out, you know, the controller in the future if they need to, since that's what they played previously on the reserve roster. Now, on the other side of things, though, it's interesting that it's Brim from Valen paired with this Viper. We'll see what they're cooking up there with that idea. Probably just to strengthen the post plant, right? I mean, now you have, you know, Snake Bites, Molly's, Orbital Strike, Incendiary, and Shock Darts, so that's going to be insane to deal with if they get a sight. But with EG starting out on the defense, that'll get tested here. And this is the benefits of this wall already coming in. Early indicators that this is a B main presence. It makes time to rotate over if needed.
Yep. Think about it. We're 30 seconds into the round.
Yeah, puts you into some vulnerable position. You're either wasting precious ammo or putting yourself vulnerable to knife the wall. Leaf is just not in the position, gets vulnerable immediately, which is
beautiful net.
Did not matter. Superman with the opener, 20 HP as he goes for a second dip.
Oh, Jaw. Oh, Jaw!
They have the timing.
Behind him. This was
Okay, Jaw. Okay, Jaw. I mean, they're showing that even though they're not a duelist, they're going to be just as aggressive. And, I mean, this is something else that happened over the break. They did interview Potter, and they interviewed Josh from each team, the coaches. And Potter basically reflected the sentiment that I said, that that first map was the gelling period for EG, was their kind of get the warm-ups in, get the energy up. And now that they're going to be locked in here, I mean, think about it. It was, what, 5 rounds won by G2 on Sunset to start it out? So this is already a good change of pace. Given that G2 isn't going to have a ton to fight back with.
You gotta break this turret, standard stuff out of G2.
This time a little bit of exploring from G2 confirms that there is a turret watching the middle of the map.
Now this is what I'm interested in, right? G2 makes their way into kitchen. What is the response here by EG?
I'm concerned that there isn't any Killjoy utility there. I mean, yes, you now have Jaw holding it down, but they're not going to follow through on it. And it does scare me that they're just having to dedicate a person solely to watching that.
No help. It's going to be an instant fall off of the territory. Is going to be guaranteed G2. Maybe Jaw joins Superman here. No, never mind. Just get your one and dip.
Ooh, they don't have Leafs there though, and so Leaf makes their way into spawn.
Oh,
Apoth, no! Apoth, no! Take your gun out! Oh!
Oh my gosh, you got hard swung. What?
That's mechanics. That is pure mechanics and reaction time.
Something just clicked in his head last second. Wait, there could be a guy up kitchen.
that was the Spidey senses coming out for sure.
No, for real.
That's why this guy's on this team.
Now, I mean, those sky smokes got to be an indication that it's this site. Turret as well, but the trade's just beautiful again out of EG.
It's another round in favor of the defensive side.
Beautiful. All guns saved
Sheesh.
too. 3 Spectres, a Guardian online. Full buy from the side of G2. And that's just such a hard fight to win with a classic, Doug.
But that is like a worry for me now, Ash, is that is kind of a weak point there. Is that kitchen. And I'm expecting them to see it get abused a bit more. So I'll be keeping an eye out for an adjustment out of EG for that and dealing with it on the fly if it does continue getting abused. But
Keep an eye on that.
looks like they want to place KJ there instead, which might be a good answer. But they don't have a turret on Boiler this round. Okay, there's the answer. Okay.
Just as I said.
I like it.
Great adaptation already made.
They placed the alarm bot out the window.
Trying to check G2.
You've got the 2 centers down B long as well.
Look at the setup on the B site. I know that
Yeah.
G2 is
Yeah,
all leaning towards
but
A
yeah,
right
look
now,
at the
but if
double
they do
sonic
go
sensors
B
over there.
right,
That's so funny, and
look
it's
at
perfect
these
for Supa to
traps.
play around because that's I think why Cypher's been so powerful is the global trap wires, right? So the fact that they also have the global sonic sensors, like yes, you can't leave them undefended, like you can't a trap wire and still like get an like you can't. How do I want to word this?
And this is so
You need
sick
somebody I
that
feel like
EG,
to
they put the
yeah
traps
somebody
on
to
the
punish
Monitor
off of
them.
them, yeah,
towards A.
because they can just sneak through them if
babysitter.
they're quiet, yeah.
So much passive info.
When we give an
Well,
anchoring
and then-
sentinel, it doesn't matter.
Superman's going to be that perfect stall agent for B
Yeah.
anyways, and that's where they would want them to play no matter what the comp was. So
Ooh.
I think it kind of falls in line. Oh, this
Jaw?
flash could be huge.
Jaw? Jaw?
Okay, maybe not.
Oh, but the bear mesh, it bails him out. Okay.
I thought Nature almost got caught and stuck.
They're gonna run right into these sonic sensors, bro.
But that kill in mid,
So it's gonna be a huge delay factor and an indicator for the full rotation from EG as well. Yeah, there they go. And they know the max exit is now.
Oh.
both traps.
Wait, they both get set off. G2 just not used to dealing with
They
the
need
deadlock.
space.
Yeah, and
G2 needs to make space for themselves
oh,
here.
and they can't.
You're right.
Oh wait, that's huge. Leaf just from mid there.
A 1v4 for Derek.
Oh,
Surely too
Wow.
much to deal with.
Yeah, great positioning out of Leaf. Maybe a bit premature on taking those fights by EG. But at the end of the day, it was a
early on.
yeah.
weapon difference, right? So
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I mean, I think Supa trying to deny the plant there was smart. It was just bad timing on the toxic screen falling from G2's side. They don't think they were, like you said, expecting to take the fights that early. They were just wanting to kind of hang out in that corner, maybe spray some players down with the Spectre. But the only other thing is, like, again, it was mid, right? That was that backstab option, Leaf getting a 2K from coming from under tube. So we need to see somebody there ensuring that G2 can't slip through, even later into the round.
Oh, it's a
Oh.
oh, Leaf, where are we going?
We're going to the kitchen
I
window.
like this from Leaf.
But look, they have a double stack here. Oh,
He's already using Jet to his capabilities of getting on this top mid box.
takes a second, but they get the turret.
See the different positioning on the sensors from
Draining that orb, I think, is what's really huge. Having the information of what's going on behind the orb, and then also forcing it to drain at the same time.
They could be able to get on
That's
A.
definitely gonna work in G2's favor.
I mean, it's just a knife and then
Ooh.
Okay, but
That's
I
a
guess
nice
the deadlock.
adjustment.
Yeah, I guess that'll stop them.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's a great way to stop the lurk.
Leaf doesn't get to
Because you can see it on the minimap too, like one segments get destroyed, much like a sage wall.
For a late lurk,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
all part of the plan.
Okay.
Feeling some of the damage.
Oh, right by the gen.
Beautiful flash
Okay.
too.
Swings back in, and
This is a lighter buy for EG as well.
done. Leaf is left alone.
I mean, you see it, right? I mean, I think they're Guardian and a Spectre, right? Now they have the Vandals left. So I can't tell they collected them if they had them
But from what I
purchased.
said earlier, Jogamo plays this
I think
deadlock
I think
as a
they collected
duelist.
them.
He got first contact
how close
there
they are to
and
the bodies,
repositioned 2
Leaf.
different times, and still
This is probably one of the tallest assets. They just put themselves in a position where no matter what, they're gonna get detected. If they drop down, they're hurt. Now they just
Yeah.
got knifed.
On the edge, right? He'll go out, he'll take
I
a
think they're
fight, and
yeah.
then he'll get away
I think they
just
recognize their
with
only
enough
choice
time
right
to
now
get a
really is
wall
to just
down,
do as much damage as
throw
possible.
things into disarray.
Hmm.
And I like EG's game plan overall here. Jogamo starts B, puts the trips down.
You know, in
On his way
situations like
rotating
these,
into A, he's walling off mid,
the
so
crowd
everyone
usually
doesn't
starts
come
yelling
through.
savers,
They have the kitchen turret,
and they do it extremely loud.
to
Like,
area.
guys, come on, they have
And it
to.
just allows them to have 3-4 players on the site by the time the hit
Yeah, but I
comes.
mean, like I said, Leaf's been the kind of the backstab. They got the first round on the board for G2 in my eyes. So them with the Vandal, I think that Hero Rifle is definitely gonna serve its job. But look at the joint utility usage coming out. I mean, the vulnerability from the toxic screen, the flash coming in from the flashpoint. It was also beautiful for them to punish that execution onto A. And they were suppressed, right? So there was no counter utility that could come out from G2.
Do they use it for retake? Do they use it?
I just like the contrast of Derek spamming 5 Guardian shots into the
Why
like,
not?
trying to get the first person, and then the second one slide, 1 tap, done. Like,
We might see our first
all right, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we'll see if we get it this round.
Val moment.
Sometimes I do wish first shot accuracy
Rotating over,
existed in this game.
holding onto the wall for now.
How would that change the game? That's a question we should ask
Is that for yellow?
Soham next time.
Uh-oh.
And the
Uh-oh.
slam!
And that's what I was gonna say. Like I said, these sonic sensors are so good at shutting down the duelist entry, especially Jet with that tailwind. We haven't gotten really to see the deadlock on A site just yet, and that's gonna be probably a late half adjustment that we get to see. But with this choke point here, specifically where the orb is, it's so lethal. Like you cannot dash in if you're a Jet and you're in a sonic sensor.
They know that B is
And it's so effective against anyone that wants to play double duelist on this map too, because the snake bite that follows right after is just going to set up Superman for a great follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just they're
Nice.
covering all types of team comps.
They are. I was kind of nervous at first because no one was on site here, but they're still already applying pressure to this plant. So Spike can't go down just yet. Fragment in their face. They're gonna have everybody here, minus look at who's dealing with that mid lurk that I talked about. So I like that as well.
I don't know that it tagged anyone. It was just a little bit out
But
of
Trent,
Trent.
okay, I was about to say, how are they alive?
Oh,
Oh, annihilation in play, annihilation in play. Valen just has to let him go, and they're sticking it. Round's over. Skavsky Doodle, grab the vandal, grab the vandal. Nope, they can't even get the vandal. 4K from
Oh my
Joe.
god. 4K from Jaw, and that puts them 2 back again into the annihilation.
You know what I'm excited for? Is to see this composition on EG again, right? When somebody knows that it's coming and is prepared against it. I want to see the theory crafting against this deadlock.
The doubters and
It's gotta be like a.
one of them, to be honest. But this looks really
I feel like KO and Fade are gonna be like the big players to go against us,
Yeah.
or like yeah, Fade, so you can dog out and trigger those sound sensors.
Wait, the Prowlers should actually trigger it? That makes sense, I
Yes.
guess.
Who cares?
That's
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
smart.
Prowlers and Trailblazers. So you could do like Sky theoretically, but I think
The nerfs,
Prowlers
yeah.
is better just because you have more.
Three-round lead for Evil
Mhm.
Geniuses. An excellent
Maybe that
start
means
to
we'll
this
see the Fade
series
picks more
is,
against LCG.
Grays, it feels like
Maybe
they
we'll see more
haven't
deadlock
really
picks after this
shown
too, who
everything
knows?
with this deadlock. All of the setups have just been
But-
beat.
I feel like
They haven't
definitely
had
she's
to
serving a
reach into the
niche
playbook
thing in
much
this
more.
comp. So
Sometimes
on this map, maybe I think the teams might adopt it, but
It might just be the jaw play style that makes it viable.
true.
What you want to do is you want to try to bait out as much of the utility as you can.
Yeah, because I know for a fact the common opinion is like,
Right.
sure, post plant is great for deadlock, but she doesn't provide anything on the actual attack and the take in the way that
Yeah.
other sentinels theoretically can. So
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how jaw plays on the attack. I completely agree with you.
Maybe a dash on top of yellow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, if they do end up be here, this is a
Ooh,
little
Brimstone
different.
ult by
Previously, we've
G2,
seen some
orbital
of the
strike.
utility
Actually,
kinda leaning A, but
I'm
then
excited for it on the
Nanos
attack
on
too,
top of the
because
sensors
those sonic
are-
sensors on site and a post plant are what get dicey for a
They've got their
retake.
hands full
Like
with
they
this
definitely don't hold the flank, but that's why they have Apoth on the Killjoy.
And I think this is EG's
Mhm.
prep.
that's true.
Being able to see G2 play
Lot
on
of
this
stall,
map
that's-
previously, putting all their
see.
deadlock utility towards that
6
B
mollies
side.
to work with. Yeah, so their attack post plant is going to be
Oh, it's gonna be hell. Yeah.
impenetrable.
I mean, this setup is brutal.
All
man.
right.
But it's the take
Wait,
that I'm worried
yeah,
about.
every player except for Deadlock has the molly.
And the round is over.
The only success G2 has had so far has been
All right.
fighting into the B site.
They didn't even contest the sonic sensors yet. I love how creative they are with these, right? They were deeper into B main. Now they're on site.
Maybe Trent can find some space.
Oh, I like they used a little trick to
Only
put it
person
on the
with rifle
corner
on G2
too,
side
so
is net.
Mhm.
it's not in like such an
G2
obvious
is so
spot.
confident in playing this
All
early
right,
retake.
Trent.
Oh, Apoth.
I feel like Apoth needs to win this fight. They gain kitchen control, that'll be devastating.
That was the only
Ooh,
rifle they
Derek
had.
wins theirs.
Derek gets the
That's-
best of them.
should probably clean out.
They dart back sight, but again, I mean, you have
Oh,
so
here it
Yeah,
is
it's gonna
again.
force the
info.
rotate. Cleans out
It
A.
doesn't matter if you necessarily bite a little bit harder on this fake because you still have all this.
Oh, they
utility.
know, but
Oh,
super
they're ahead of it, though.
aware that it's a
Wise to
possibility.
it already.
Oh!
First one found.
They should get the trade though. Watch. Yes? Got the trade? Jaw?
Misses him.
No. What was that shot?
That is.
See it, but we heard it.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Apoth, what's next for you?
I
Come
mean,
on.
they have to take the fight. They can't go back without getting killed.
Slide in left.
How much further can they
Agree.
get?
But there's a barrier mesh there. Now this is where the
Problem is, Derek's
extra
going
mid
off.
control
They
kind of
have to
bites
clear the
you.
wall for him to
It
finally
delays the
be able
retake
to
from
join in.
Derek.
Still has some util.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
a good molly, but the timing just not there.
Did Derek not have wingman?
The only two that stand.
I feel like they did actually. I know they threw Dizzy early in the round, but
Hmm.
it said they had
Line
wingman.
short.
Should be a save.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I was about to say. I was gonna say even before like the Gecko swing, I would have considered a save if I was EG.
We've been talking a lot about
But look at
Deadlock.
this. I mean,
She's seen
Trent
some
and
other really
Jonah,
cool
I was about to
stuff
say,
with
not able to pick up
but that's one of the
weapons,
problems when people
but
talk about
should be able to
Deadlock,
get out of
they go,
dodge, get
"Oh,
out of
you
spike
just
range.
slow
No,
walk."
yeah, look,
It's
you only get
not
one Vandal.
Info.
Oh no, they got two. They
It's
got
not
two.
guaranteed.
And
Okay,
then you
okay.
see, that's a perfect example of that.
Yep. Just that.
Where does this put everyone? Oh, but Blade Storm's available there for
Mm.
G2.
Honestly,
That's
that
a big
was
one.
huge first blood from,
Leaf has just been
on top screen. But Leaf
so good with.
just
Now, what
finding
I'm
that
wondering
timing,
is,
so much damage. He
is there a
everybody-
world where there's an operator?
All 5 members with 3 kills.
Okay, there's a world where there's an operator. So,
You're the psychic, bro.
Because I'm thinking like, right, with these traps in that situation where they are able to get past the sound trips, how do you justify holding that angle on? And the operator is like the only, only tool in the arsenal that makes sense. So there, I guess there it is.
You wonder here too if EG are kind of leaning into the false sense security that G2 may have.
Ooh.
You know, they figure out, wait, we
Did
can
they
slow walk the
spot Deadlock
sensors.
already?
Now you're gonna have to
I
deal
don't
with
think
an op
so.
on the other
I mean,
side.
they're going
And
over
they
them,
found-
bro.
found-
They've already gotten their
Survey
frag,
says
but
no.
yeah.
Leaf responds so fast though.
One
That's
for one usually leans for their attacker side though.
and if that op is left there for B post plant, it might just bite
Now they don't have
EG
to worry about
in
this
the
Deadlock
rear.
utility on the B hit.
Yeah, they have a lot of trust in Supa right now. I mean, you can see nobody really rotating from their positions, specifically this double initiator stack on A. And it's correct. I mean, G2's still rotating back. I mean, that's what the benefit they get from stacking that Pseudo Sentinel and the Sentinel on the B site is even if your Sentinel dies, if Deadlock dies, I mean, the Viper defense itself is sometimes enough for teams to hold on to B.
Yeah, you've got the KG util holding
Look at
mid
the
and
flank,
after
actually. I
that,
kind of like this too.
Alright, how are these flashes going to interact with each other? That's what I want to know. Dizzy's going to create some stall for the rest of the team to come in, but Nature still has their own flashes,
Oh, well,
but no
not anymore.
utility gets thrown.
Yeah, now they're kind of exec off the lockdown. Derek robs one away. That's clean.
That's just the kind of play that, obviously you do it with a duelist and your initiator, but it feels like you're losing out on a lot of potential value.
Come on, if they get this frag on net, no. That frag would have been huge. But now, I mean, like I said, there's so much post-plant utility. Double shocks, double mollies.
Still have a shot at this, so 2v3. They've got some util they can play with.
Early molly out.
Yeah, making sure there's no one playing on the other side of that.
This does
box.
allow them to take more
Wingman is
fights, at
off.
least, because Wingman's on, but
Not half. Wingman's dead, just like
That was
that.
so
Great
quick.
this crossfire, too, is really difficult.
Apoth has taken so
They're just
much
going for
damage,
frags at this
has to be a
point.
little bit aggressive here. Tries to
Yeah.
isolate the fight, not able to connect onto the second.
Jonah's
Jonah's
just
shots are
too
so clean.
Around for
Mhm.
long. That's another round in favor of G2.
4-3, alright. I think, when does the Potter timeout come out? I don't think it's to this. I'm thinking
Either
like
round 9.
in round 9.
That's
That's what I was thinking too. I was worried about the econ cycle, but the semi-blind. How does Derek get that shot? I knew he was like saw them die, but I didn't know how they saw them, how they died.
It's like a little, it's like a sliver of space through the screen.
Yeah, you can wallbang.
Yeah.
interesting buy on both sides.
Oh, you wanted the blades
Blades
last round. They're here now, but
Gonna have to get through
can't
the
do
pit,
much against the
the
Viper's
wall,
pit.
And the sensor.
Nature has
They
no
see this
command
and
in
they're like,
one.
"Yeah, I'm good."
Forget it.
That could be
I'm good.
something to
We'll try
kind of
this
make
side.
things feel a bit safer
Might try to flip here.
retaking,
Derek
but
has his ult again.
Late drone, perhaps, from Jonah P.
I do think it's interesting that instead of having the Sentinel mid, they have the double
Derek
initiator.
does not have his ult available in this round anymore. Oh, that's a good flag.
Ooh.
No commit. No committed.
okay,
kill
that
there.
first
No, but it was close.
First tap was a little
Now
bit-
trying to join in on the fray.
a little bit
Okay,
too
okay,
insane.
I pause.
Spams with the sheriffs, proving to be a problem.
If you think about it, one of the winning conditions from last year's EG roster that they said was that they got to scrim regularly against this reserve roster. And that's where Apoth has come from. And that shows now, I think, with some of the frags they've gotten last map and this map.
Will they leave him here?
So,
45 seconds left in the round. There's
excited to see if they can
What a mid
continue
round
dominance
right
on this
now.
map. I mean, one round now. They're
They make a ton
ahead.
of noise to suggest they're leaving, trampling their way.
Their 3
B,
hits a little bit scary, but
and then there's
there's still
silence.
2. There's still that player with the null
Smart,
command.
not biting on any of these
Only
things.
issue is they haven't
That
collected
G2 have
any
thrown
weapons from the one frag on to
so
leaf.
far.
These
This
mollies
is not off utility,
force the
this is up
hand
close
of the
to
players
Trent
too.
waiting on the other side.
Oh, but you don't know how mechanical to clear. They have the vulnerability
Around the sheriff
because
who
Superman's
were
alive. No,
so
play your life,
close.
please, Apoth. You have one
yeah,
bullet.
get off, play lockdown. Get off, play lockdown.
Wait, they got past the turret.
Yep, there we go.
They got
Lockdown's
past the
out.
turret too.
They're gonna have to take the fight to them. They're
Oh, where's
Oh.
Trent?
They have no
Or
choice.
Superman? Where's Superman?
They don't. Super's right there. They said they were on the flank. There's no way they know that they're flanking though. They got past the turret.
They know where Ned is.
Okay.
He's dropped him. Another
Yes!
and he does it again.
Like I said, they got the timing on the turret because of how far Ned extended into the site. I want to see it.
Oh,
I mean, I don't. They wouldn't replay a flank, but I want to see that moment when they got past the turret where Ned was, because that's what got that round. Plain and simple.
I was so focused on this first-person
No, for
POV,
real.
I didn't even notice that. Like, I thought you meant like they got past Apoth's turret.
No,
and
like
I
they
was
flanked. They flanked the turret like in spawn. Here, oh, wait, there. Wait, no, yeah. When does it happen? I don't know when it happens because I saw the turret on the map.
That is
So many clutch moments from this team so far.
the stinger to be so consistent in their hands too.
Mhm.
Like all these players
Talk
is.
about 9 and 5
All right, I don't know if we'll see that 9th round timeout anymore now that they won that round.
No concern mid here. No presence
Well, you
mid
said it
at all.
yourself. Potter kind of has that
Early knife, they get
unpredictability
the
with
ball on an aggressive angle.
when she
But
wants
look,
to throw the
look
timeout.
at the momentum change. They're actually pushing. They're actually fighting up.
Duelist KJ now.
Duelist KJ, yeah,
Duelist
true.
Turn it
KJ.
on in a couple of these rounds.
Look, I love how Jaws like trying to cage Apoth. Like, no, don't do it. Oh, they caged.
He's so
Well, they can't cage Apoth.
Ned falls. Trent maybe finds something special.
Oh,
Oh.
nice tap.
He's gone so far up undetected, but if they
Stupa
don't
needs to
find
survive,
anyone,
and they
it
will.
doesn't matter.
Temporarily.
Good for one.
Able to take care of
Still a
Superman.
3v2 though, and the players are divided.
All the time.
Spike down mid too.
Spike, scooped
The
up.
double snake bites, that's what's worrying me, right? Trent has a lot of util to work with.
Oh, that alarm bot's
For the rotate
huge.
to come through.
What is Derek?
Even if they
on
go
right
into
now?
screens, it'll be
I'm not even
detected.
seeing any of these kills, but I'm just hearing one bullet at a time. And he's just getting headshots.
He's
Okay.
efficient.
He's online.
I think
right now.
Trent
There it
Trent's
is.
probably gonna have to
The
force the
destroyed
ult
turret
here
shooting from
with the
where Trent
plant
is.
and then fight.
No
Do you really think they're
armor.
gonna
If they
ult?
want to.
Yeah.
If they want to win. If they want to win. If they're willing to let the round go, then
No armor at 76
Are gonna go for it.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, so then they have to fight somewhere for one.
Round here, Trent wins.
Oh, but the spray already landing. That's brutal. I'm surprised that the null command gets suspended though as a result. So I mean, I think that's a fair trade.
That's just how that's just how dangerous it is. Like they're expecting
Mm-hmm.
that aggression, and so nature just becomes like
You know
the sacrifice basically,
KO is very smart.
and then it helps them keep the because credits are low for that side right now. They want to keep the guns. It's probably the thought process.
Yep. I mean, lifting them back up. That's good for it. So, I mean, they already have 6, right? So they could sit pretty if they won it for the rest of the half. But as we said, we're kind of concerned about their attack half. I mean, you don't have a duelist, so I feel like that's evident. But they could just have even more kind of tricks up their sleeves. So I'm glad that we're gonna see hopefully them advancing towards a lead before the sides swap. W comms.
This team is so fun to hear.
Honestly, I love the
Confusing
New
twice.
Jersey. We gotta get New Jerseys, bro. Ash, we need to get the New Jerseys.
Yeah. Next weekend we're gonna be dripped out.
For real.
Let's see.
Joggo opping in the bottom mid area.
It's been 3 diffuses actually I saw on that timeline. So this retake.
Derek has been an absolute
Been clean.
menace on this side of the map. The flash connects.
Oh.
on both. And that allows nature to creep
I mean,
up
look at
here.
this aggression. I mean, last round it did work for Apoth, right? And
A crazy
now
time.
it's kind of working for Nature and Derek. I mean, they don't even look like they're wary of Nature being deposited there.
So patient as nature, not overextending.
Yeah, I don't think they've made this play once yet, but
The silence and the starving of
Mhm.
information.
Very smart.
I think that's kind of what it is that's throwing off G2 as well, is nature making these duelist-esque plays on an agent that you normally wouldn't try any of this
How
on.
many will nature get?
Oh,
is the
look at
question.
this.
I mean, he can just let him walk by.
They're gonna get like.
G2 just.
All right, how many are they good for? I think they're good
Oh,
for
they're selling a fake
honestly
team.
1.
But
Remember,
nature
they
Sadly,
tried
I want
to
them to be
fake
good for
it
more. Now, if they mosh this, maybe 2.
should get all the info here and call it a fake, but the rotation's already coming in.
Maybe good for none because the spike is towards B.
No, they're good. Okay, yeah. Wait. Maybe good for the second.
Because the rest
Oh.
is
Nope.
intended
Yeah,
to
like I said, good for 1.
leave
All right.
finding the space
This is the first time though they kind of outplayed them on the B take, like finding Supa, trying to get off site. But Jonah using that Hunter's Fury on the A site cell means it's not a post plant strategy here now.
Dumping some of the utility at the foot of the spike.
I wasn't paying attention to if Supa had used their snake bites already or not, because now it just feels like there's a little bit of a disjoint between Supa's positioning and Jaw.
Oh! That shot might have just got them the round. But oh, nice frags. But there's the Molly's trend. Huge post plant, like we said, with all of that utility available.
Great post plant. Great post plant, and that's all off the likes of Leaf again at that B site.
Yeah, I think this this G2 strat right now has kind of put a little bit of extra pressure on the initiators over on the A side. And like, sure, they may have lost one, but I think this is what's causing Superman to just kind of take themselves out in a sense, right? Getting caught out in these positions. So there was one snake bite on the floor there. Don't know if that second one was used.
Oh man, it's a lot of aggressive energy from both teams.
Good timeout now for Potter. I'm guessing it's an EG timeout. This feels like it would be a good time for an EG timeout.
Was it round 9?
Was it round 9? I mean, the momentum finally got disrupted, right? So it makes sense for it to come out now. Let's see if it is.
They're still hanging on to a 2-round lead.
Me squinting at the monitor, trying to see.
Here it is. No, it's 10. 11. We're going into 11.
11.
Like I said, if they lost that round, then yes, we would have had the round 9. But since they won it, and then they waited for the next economy cycle, where then they lost a round. But like I said, they want this advantage. They want that 7 or 8 here before the halves swap. So let's see what play they're cooking. I mean, we've seen, I feel like, micro adjustments from EG every single round, right? I mean, I feel like specifically like Apoth has figured out how to hold down mid pretty well. And then also just deciding, you know, if they do want to aggress, like we've seen now from the A-site players. That was new, but it was different both rounds that it happened. And we had the belt aggression, and then we had the nature deposit.
But they practice moments like these.
Either way, this is clearly feeling a lot more rehearsed. Because I think at this point in map number 1 on Sunset, both pauses were already used, right? So this is already a great tempo for EG.
Taking that aggro space.
We were both saying, you know, we're not sure that this will go to a map 3.
Meanwhile, Jogama, as you were just mentioning, aggressively creeping forward.
All right. Ooh, that's clean. The protector Val in there to ensure that Jonah doesn't get punished.
Great fundamentals.
It looks like Nature's going to try his hand at this as well. Has a sheriff.
Just creeping up, trying to get info.
I mean, it's an eco round. It makes sense that they might have difficulties, but I was hoping to have more than I feel like just a default, like what they were doing, like a similar strategy to what they did on their buy rounds. Like I was hoping maybe for like a collective push down mid tube or something. But I mean, they do have Apoth and Derek with a bit heavier of weapons, so.
A little bit of resistance, though. Waiting on the
Early utility, I don't know about that. Like both Snakebite's gone, Mosh already gone. That's gonna be Leaf again. It makes a difference. Watch.
Yeah.
Gets a kill onto Derek. It's perfect. The timing is methodical. It's flawless. Now Nature and Apoth left alone.
That's the one thing you will miss out by dropping off of Duelist is just you won't be able to run around, you know, willy-nilly the way that Leaf is able to do right now.
Leaf adjusting his hair, knowing this round's pretty much secured. That's funny. The camera.
Do they go for this?
I mean, what are they trying to do here?
They're gonna try their hand at it. Apoth lit up.
Okay, yeah, it's over.
That's another round for G2.
Now, is there a protocol where the initiators play on B? That's what I'm wondering, because
we didn't have that. We've had A and we've had Kitchen.
Double Sentinel.
But I don't know if we've seen like B main.
Like I said, I really do think I would like to see, you know, the two duo swap sites. I agree, like Supa and Jaw switching over to A. I could see that because, like I said, in my mind, I've seen the deadlock more on the A site than the B site.
We're finally seeing the Leaf that we saw last year. The GOAT.
Yeah, he's
the Destroyer. He's 12 and 7.
Then again, this is like a first iteration of a live match, right? So.
Ooh, the rat play from Supa.
This is why G2 picked him up.
It kind of went back to what was working, I feel like, before the timeout.
Feels a bit more aggressive as far as where some of this utility is from EG. And you've got the nano, or excuse me, the alarm bot further up.
Off's a bit cheeky though.
We've talked
halfway
about this
down
wall a
tube
couple
there.
times B, but it seems like
Yeah, you
they're
pop in a good
little
position if
bit
they want
more
to challenge
intent
out a window.
on pushing aggressively.
G2 right
Bear
now
mesh
trying to bait out
breaking as
utility.
well, so.
They've waited out the wall. They've cleared the turret.
Oh, APOP's coming down.
Oh,
and no
but
one's
Trent's
here to help Trent.
aware.
Trent seems like he knows. There's no flash over the top.
Now there's somebody there to support
Okay.
too.
Nope. Nope.
No.
It's gone.
And this whole round has been set up.
Someone's coming back.
And Jaws good for the
Yeah.
trade too, potentially onto Apoth.
Wow.
They're just whittling down the clock. I mean, 45 seconds. They're definitely relying on Leaf here. The timing onto Eric, but the frag not following. And they gotta go back to
That Dizzy
B.
Yeah, that Dizzy not catching anyone is going to be more
Supa's
than
got
enough
this.
information.
Supa's got this.
Meanwhile, there's another fight mid.
30 seconds.
That's it.
Apoth.
APOP gets one.
Yeah.
All right, it's closed. Round's over.
7-5. GG go next half.
Yep.
Beautiful net. Like this has, yeah, like they said. It gets 2, not even 1.
It was so close.
Thrash coming in, lockdown to counter.
That's the ult.
Net's so low though.
Okay. I mean, sure, this is going to get you the plant maybe, but...
Oh, if Trent got his frags.
Oh, not even that.
Not gonna get the spike down.
No.
Too little, too late.
7-5 half. EG, baby. Look.
Switching sides.
Friendly fire. You know, following the round win is okay.
This is what we've all been waiting for. What does an attack half look like on Icebox with no duelist and 2 sentinels?
And one of those sentinels being deadlocked too.
Seconds left.
And you know what? I don't blame Lee for
I mean,
going
Jaws is gonna be as aggressive as they've been. Probably just using like the net,
honestly, half the rounds they won
like
Yeah,
to
throw the
entry,
net, throw
and the
the
sonic
wall.
sensors are for like post
with
plant.
contact
Like,
jet plays,
Yep.
Mhm.
which I think was a
it's
great
gonna be like, you know, like
adaptation
the
that
like
G2 made.
the point of like the jet kit and like the raise kit is to get up close and personal, right? So that like you can advance on them before they get away. But if you're netted into the same place and you can't get away before they just walk up or run up to you, just like the opposite.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Deadlock
All right.
getting picked here for the first time in VCT.
Halftime. Let's see what they got.
Brendan Hook, keep the gritty right now. There we go.
Not the no.
Oh, okay.
Fred!
Let's go.
Okay.
Ridiculous. Obviously, G2 want to push up deep on that B side.
Somebody needs to just clip just him and make that a gif.
Is that what that was? Yeah, they were cooking. Right, it wasn't one of them cursed.
EG is
takes you have
cooking,
to
I
wait
agree.
for content and other- no, okay. Tell us about this real quick because G2 cannot get onto that B side to really set up and play that deep brimstone-based hole.
Dude, they are cooking.
This is the wall right at the beginning that I really liked, and then I feel like we just didn't see it again. We saw like slight variations, but
Which I'm actually okay with, because I just casted a tournament for tier 3, which is like players that play in challengers quals but don't make it, and like they were just repeating that wall over and over again, and it basically became like useless because it was just broken so fast by the opponent and it had no kind of stalled abilities ever again. But by changing it consistently, it allowed them to take so many different fights at so many different angles, like they're demonstrating in this montage. It's wild.
I'm really curious how this is going to work on the attack side as well.
See, they're curious like we are, Ash.
That ult is going to be so good on the attack side as well. That
we are all
Ooh,
students
that's
of the
true.
game.
really defense-sided, but it's got really big
To the
ultimates to
Jogama
work with.
deadlock
And the
game.
Flash Dizzy combo. EG are going to cook on the attack side too. I'm telling you, they got the strats.
That thing is crazy. Any combination with the Dizzy is insane. And then you also have 3 mollies. I mean, 4 mollies or something like that.
Yeah.
His executes are going to be tough, guys. Yeah.
To be honest, it's
Actually, it's fixed mollies.
4 different hypes of mollies. Thank you very much. But I mean, like if you look at it though, G2 also had 4 different types of, I guess, I don't want to say they mollies, but like damage dealing spike projectiles. That's
Yeah.
the wording, sure. The chalk darts don't fall into that category. And they just couldn't get onto site enough to be in that post plant scenario. Because when we saw them in a post plant, like those were part of the few rounds they won.
At the end of that throw, Ball
So.
was talking about how he the sideshow was talking about how he really likes this deadlock on attack. We'll see if he's able to find any success with it.
And
You're
Dizzy
seeing some
bounces
of the Dizzy
off. Okay.
combos.
So it returns pretty safely. That's kind of my biggest concern, right? Is how often is Derek going to get caught without utility or caught picking up the utility, right? Because there's always that risk reward trying to go for the pickups, even though it's a lot faster now. But
Yeah. I mean, so far Deadlock, Jaws kind of playing with the role Leaf was, which was that lurker,
That's where the spike is headed for now.
which is interesting.
Nature holding on to his knife.
We'll get our first taste of this no duelist exec.
I like these contact plays on A side. Apoth on the rope as well for backup.
They're quiet with it, but there's help here. G2 have 3 members. And the
Okay.
Wait, they don't stand elbow from net.
But
Now the jig's up. The frag's gone. They didn't clear out Trent though, and that might just cost them the round. Unless Apoth.
Apoth?
Apoth? Oh.
Ooh, close. Still doable. Still doable for Superman though.
Yeah, 1v3.
Nice setup from G2. And that's what I was speaking about. Disrupting.
Oh, oh, oh!
Ball comes up, utility comes up. Trades everywhere.
That's gross.
But I mean,
Come on,
they're
go
just
for one.
waiting.
No, go
Poor
screen.
Gecko dies.
They're just
Funny.
waiting for Spike to get
Oh.
planted.
Things you hate to see.
No, but he definitely had enough time to go for one.
I don't think
Seaman
Jonah
does
saw him,
have-
did he?
Full armor.
Oh, come on.
10 seconds.
Yes, get
Go for
Valen.
Yeah,
Valen?
not a ton of time.
You get to see him get shocked right here. Oh,
All right, we were.
Playing money on a pistol is important, I guess.
I
There's
guess.
a chance. Valen low.
I still might be able to find Valen. Oh, what is this? I like their position. We said it might be possible. I saw the vision. I saw the vision. I really did.
You just never know when this guy's in the server.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Valen's
Good for
gonna
one
get the
there.
fuse, that's not
After
really split
planning in
result.
that position, getting one is definitely good.
That's
No,
a
I mean,
big
if they
one.
got Jonah there, that would have been an over round.
it
Oh my
just-
goodness.
A nice setup.
They
nice
could have just hopped
contact.
away. They could have
I
even
like that
hopped
EG
onto
was
the
cooking up,
rafter.
but
They
the trades
still had the
ultimately
snake
came
bite.
through for G2.
But I really
Maybe
felt
the
like.
utility wasn't as good as it could have been after they broke
I mean,
it.
obviously we know things that they
Killed the
don't,
volley
but
on the
even in that
second, the
position,
actual hit.
right? I
Maybe
feel
a-
like you might as well take the gamble
something
on
with a good
swinging
actual hit,
screen.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure
Hmm.
that Viper wall doesn't go up.
Is there a matching duo spray?
We'll see what they do
Or is
here on
it,
this
are
side.
you trying to say
Just
that you're
goes
you're
to the hands
lonely
of Apop.
Superman? Don't do it. Okay.
You do have
Heavily
All right. Well, I mean, they. Why is Leaf the only one here? I mean, this is gonna be a rough hold for them. I feel like maybe a little bit of misread, perhaps, but I mean, at least like they mentioned, they have a better weapon. So
I mean, you have to force a swing there, right? Like, you know that you tag the jet, probably have a
That
better
orb,
gun,
I
but
think,
you
is
gotta
what
punish.
makes
It's just a gun diff. at
what
the
makes
end
him
of
so
the day.
confident.
Not much you can do there, but there's always a chance. If they get that kill,
Being able
he
to
doesn't
play
have to
around it,
drop because he's got
reposition,
knife. That could open up the
go
Interesting-
inside and make a surprise swing.
interesting mid aggression
so.
from G2, knowing they have the better weapons.
Starting to hear some of the rotations
Like
come
3
through.
players here fighting. Like they get the rotation correct,
Flawless fashion.
but
Very
gamble.
clean round.
We're tied
Or
yet
even
again.
though 7-7.
He's
Ah!
just not afraid of the pistols there, and I think that's good. Leaf just kind of struck fear into their hearts. I'm actually surprised that there's no commitment by EG.
Nobody really close for ults on the side.
I
of
think
EG.
there's no commitment because it's harder to
Kinda
commit
going through
without a
the motions that
duelist.
eco round.
Like they're trying to play these rotations, hopefully draw numbers, but I mean,
Yeah, it's
it
2
feels
first
like the
ones
one
there
controlling the
before we
rotations,
got that B
especially
area.
after
if they
that
started
last
switching
round, is
positioning up
G2,
this,
right? I mean, they were ready.
this round.
Like they're like, okay, we placed Leaf there. They scared them towards A, and we're ready to cut off that rotation. But now weapons on the table.
Still that B on
They
top
won't
of
have that
this
advantage
time.
of guns in their favor.
Looks like he has a really good read of how Jogamo likes to play this side of the map.
A little bit of space taken from Jonah
This
P.
is really aggro
Yeah, and
from a Sova.
it seems like they
I
want
love
to
that
keep
angle.
Very A heavy.
With Valen over his shoulder. They've taken
They
some
have
of this
very,
space.
very
I like
A
that.
heavy
Leaf just doesn't like
defense,
what he
and
sees there.
if
He's like, I'm
if
gonna back
EG
off
makes
when he
no
places
noise
back.
here, I think G2 is just always
Does a
gonna have
KJ
the
Molly
read.
delay. Plant.
Yeah,
G2
rotation
will
towards.
always be able to rotate to B. Yeah.
I mean,
Little
but
bit
Spike's
closer
still in
to
spawn. I don't know if
having
B's
both
their
online.
objective here.
Spike's not even in hand right now. EG are just
Oh,
wanting to
Jonah,
feel
is he gonna
things
see
out,
Spike?
see if they catch anything.
At least
Meanwhile,
saw only the
aggression
player.
defensively from
They're
super
following
high
through.
from
Look
the
at this
A, so just
challenge
keep
from
swinging.
Jonah.
You're forcing them. You're corralling them and funneling them.
Oh,
deep.
that's probably gonna speed up the B hit. They're gonna collect Spike, follow through maybe.
There we go.
And this
40
opens up
seconds though. Is Molly on default?
of options for EG.
Trent as well with
Busy
double
again.
snake
We're gonna
bites.
Look at how.
Look at Apop.
Yeah, he's been so patient.
They're gonna come back.
Wait,
He heard
wait,
the-
yeah, no,
Oh,
the
fake
wingman,
wingman!
like
Fake
that was,
wingman!
that is clean. It drew all the players off site.
Derek too aware.
Wingman selling the ultimate fake,
Two.
and Derek delivering punches after. Bro,
Wow.
they were the fight against Trent too.
Valen and Jonah P left alone, and it's now just Jonah P in 1v5.
3 HP. Look at Derek. 3
It's a great
HP.
response from
And has Thrash for next round.
And it all stems from that pick that Derek got onto Leaf, all the way in the back of B. Opens up the entire map.
Jonah just kind of has
makes
to
G2 be loud
save
about
here,
the
right?
rotate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
you're it's a bulldog. You don't
Scared to
save. It's
take
your
that space
bonus.
back From G2 and
Are we going for the exit
challenge
frags?
it
Fair.
ultimately.
Yeah, there it is.
And then, I mean,
Just doing econ damage, which
One.
they can.
Okay, there you go.
two more
Yeah, I
people
mean,
in
them
there.
not getting a flawless there
That
is
should be
pretty
traded
big.
100%,
Oh,
but
for sure.
For some reason, I thought they had picked up
That's what
a
happens when you go up
vandal
against Lexus.
somewhere.
A
Yeah,
player
that would have been
That's what I
maybe a
get for
cause
not
for
looking at
save.
the.
very, very talented.
That's what I get for not looking at the skin mines. Studying up on the real money makers of Riot Games, you know.
And it's early.
Look at that.
Hmm.
You mentioned how
Alright.
aware Derek was there to clean that up.
I mean,
That
like I said, they need to outplay, and that was an outplay round. The wingmen, because they didn't need to. They didn't need to aggress into a site, right? Wait, did he just say you could have him like wingman? You could have him.
Still playing top yellow.
That would have been funny, bro.
Wingman's the sacrifice.
Yeah, you can have wingman. We'll take the
You
A
can
side
have
as a
wingman.
trade. I mean, there was nobody there. Like, you don't need a duelist to entry if the site is empty. It's deserted.
That's actually officially against the rules. You can't sacrifice Wingman for any
Alright,
reason.
you heard it here, folks. The true villain era has come because they sacrificed wingman.
It's not an angle that you usually pre-aim. Oh,
That was close.
What is Jock cooking over here alone?
Creep forward.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, you can hear the gasps from the crowd. But they still find the frag. But even then, look, that draws the 3 players from G2. Well, the real exit onto A, it feels like G2 is like a little frazzled, a little like all over the place, minus the orbital strike.
It's gonna delay for a little bit longer.
So
I guess
maybe
that
they're-
would give them-
yeah, why are they still in 2?
Middle of the map and maybe hit a late flank. Superman
No,
dies to it.
poor
Wingman
guy.
fails his mission.
That's another use for
Oh,
those
we're seeing a
mollies, I guess.
flank.
Perpetual delay of spike
Attempts
plant.
now at committing to getting the spike down.
What's the next layer of utility? Look, there's the snake bites.
So much delay utility from G2.
Someone's got to rewrap mid, otherwise
How do you
it'll be too much. Oh, Net leaves. Net's not going to go for that flank.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were gonna see Superman, maybe a reflank.
Fallon has no smokes. You still have
Nature
the
in a
ball,
good
you can
spot
turn
though
around.
here.
Here's the opening.
Might have the timing. No, Net.
Snap onto Ned, he cannot. G2 cracks this thing.
Oh,
I
wait,
see.
Molly lineups? Molly lineups? Superman clutch? 5. Nope, nope. It didn't
This is
miss.
the save. This is
Yeah.
the
It
save.
missed, bro.
You let this one go.
And EG
So much
actually
time, too.
Yeah.
So,
doing the
I'm not sure it would have
same
come through, but
strat
I
as
like that.
Sora.
Okay, so
That
Net
the
kind of
whole
was
idea
making
talking
noise
about
over there on the
beef.
flank. That's what kept
Mhm.
Superman
This
occupied
distracted,
for
yeah.
so
on the actual
long.
site, but
Okay.
still delaying that plant for so long.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be
And Leaf
unsatisfied
besting
with
Jogger
a
again at
EG
that B
timeout
side
right
of the map.
now. Here it comes. Pew! Oh, I mean,
That
just...
bye-bye felt a little personal.
Yeah, I feel like just solo players here for EG that round, right? I mean, the toxic screen not allowing Derek there to take the fight with Nature. And obviously, if Superman offside dealing with Net. And the lurk from Deadlock over towards C. I think that's why we're now seeing Job play with the squad here, A.
When you're in those positions where you have to lurk, though, you have to wait for your team to do
These
something on
flash
the other
hits.
side of the map.
Sure.
Had he had waited a split
Oh,
second
is this a
longer
God
for that get
flash?
ball to come out,
Oh,
maybe
that was
he
pretty
uses
nice.
fall off the beeline. Maybe Leaf
Welcome
will
in
keep giving him
follows.
that and he's ready.
But look where the position is. Look at Valen.
Nature's used this all to
Top
away
screen
at
is going to be...
Great Gecko flash.
Okay, takes
They
him
don't
out.
hit the shot, and they break their ankles.
Yeah, that's a deep wall.
But the Viper Molly on the bomb.
Jonah P has to wait on the other side of it. You start to see the spam.
I don't
We
think they
going
know
into
that
the
Jow's a
post
nest. They don't. The shot's not hitting though. Jow, it's king.
All right, Superman, you got to rotate in. They need you. Oh, but Leaf is going to be
Gotta save the
dialed
day.
in.
Oh.
Oh,
What a shot.
Okay, but traded.
Nature.
Clean with it.
It's still a 2v2.
They're going to keep searching. They're going to keep searching for Superman, thinking that he could be anywhere. Could be kitchen, could be boiler, but he went back, missed the timing.
Oh,
Leaf is convinced that they're safe now. Okay.
I mean, Spike's on site, so that's the only security they have here.
There's the first
Oh,
Mm,
I wish they would have
Nature
waited
needs
for
to stay.
Supa.
Yeah, Nature needs to stay alive there.
Flank Trent trained
Did he see him?
on the angle. Takes a little bit of damage. They're both weak.
Nice Molly. Nice Molly.
Great Molly.
Play safe, play safe.
Can he make
Plant
it to
safe.
time? Opts to stay.
There we go.
15 seconds left. I don't know that he really had much
Okay.
of a choice. He still has
First-
to deal with
first
1v2. They're both
piece of
very
the puzzle
weak,
falling into
42 and
place.
50 HP.
Surely not.
He's got plenty of armor.
Oh, he didn't see
He's
the
got plenty
bun.
of time.
I think he heard
No
Leaf move up
utility.
to the pipe,
Guns
though.
on the other
Oh,
side.
but the jiggle
Trent
peek.
Great jiggle from Trent.
They know, but they don't know. Did that flare?
How did those shots go straight?
I don't know. That doesn't happen in my range
Leaf
game,
jumped-
Ash.
That was perfect.
Shows him an elbow.
Leaf jumps
Found the
onto the
shots.
rope, and all of those bullets go
Leaf already knows
straight
what to do
into
from
his
that
body.
point
That
on.
doesn't make
Saves
sense
the
to me.
offense of this
Me
round.
neither. Me neither, bro. Oh god.
EG, they look good on their sight hits, but not able to get that
Oh.
bomb down. Maybe needed to
Oh, I also have just gotten an update from our observing team at VCT Americas that
Yeah.
Derek and Jogmo have the matching duo sprays. So we're good.
Okay.
very confident in the retakes.
All right.
They sound like us out there.
Yeah, TNT.
NT.
I think we're gonna see the Potter timeout, not this round, but the next round.
Raids.
I mean, think about how they played into OT. EG's used to now, I guess, the double digits fight till the finish. So I mean, GT reached that 10-point threshold on Sunset first. Oh, but you know Leaf is opping.
Straight down to the smoke on the orb. The whole idea is if the Gecko Flash
Nice
comes out
flash
from
strat.
after.
Oh man, net was caught. Eyes wide open, now seeing the light. But this. Okay. Flyaway shot there by Trent. Take off.
All right, Potter buff incoming. Ready? Go.
Surely.
Timeout.
Surely.
Timeout.
That smoke
2,
for the
1.
first orb was to deny
No?
No?
Derek's
Late
Gecko
pause?
eye from seeing him.
No Potter timeout?
Really?
We break the turret for our teammate.
Maybe maybe if G2 hits 11 rounds,
Get the
that's.
first blood. Beautiful.
I mean, okay, let's look at
Because
that.
this is their buy, though, so they're going to be broke
And
next
this is
round.
what we see G2
Lockdown is up
do
in
so much
1.
with their previous
Viper's
duels,
Pit is
whether
up
it
in
was
1.
They want more tools to work
Annihilation
with,
in
maybe?
2.
Success.
Yeah, they did that really well there.
To
So
craft
important to
around
do that.
victory?
Lee finally.
I don't know, bro.
having an amazing
What is aggression from
performance.
G2 as well?
He's gone aggressive again, eh? Very reminiscent.
I'm not
of
seeing
what we
enough
just
mid
saw.
presence out of
That's that
Icebox.
conditioning.
That's
Conditioning
true, I
out
mean-
ING.
deep smoke on the orb.
I wish they were taking advantage of it as much as
Just
G2
him to
was.
ease up with him.
Because it feels like that the
This is
KO
really
knife can go
different for G2.
under
You've got the alarm
or
bot,
even
yeah, you've
over
got
the
aggressive
tube to
space
hit
past
orange, and
14.
that'll clear all of that out.
You can lean
Okay,
more.
boss.
I don't
Okay.
know how
I just don't want
aware
Apoth to get traded
that shot
here.
came from.
Keep the numbers advantage
So
up.
Jonah P has been playing that
Speaking
spot
of challenging
quite a bit
mid.
in Nest that sees the heaven walk up. So I don't know if Apoth saw that in a previous
Alright, Supa,
round and
come
created
on.
it or he just flicked them, but huge first kill for them.
Oh,
See if we get
oh,
Here's
oh,
the reaction for
They wanna
G2.
go mid. Super
oh.
Okay.
Oh! Now they go mid. Now they go mid.
down.
Now they're feeling
Ooh,
good.
the Trent angle here, though, is a little rough, so. Oh, the net! Perfect
That's an
net.
indicator.
No real
That's
teammates
all the
for
info they
Apoth.
need, but maybe Jaws
Drops the first. Still a 2v4.
still gonna go a little bit too ham.
Surely we've heard the
Why are you
stop
making
kitchen.
noise?
I would think so. Yeah.
Why are you making noise? Don't you dare reswing that, Supa. Thank you.
Still so tough. Relief here.
Just a distraction kitchen buying so much time here, as long as they don't peek.
Yeah, this has got to be a save.
Yeah.
Honestly, if he can just get out with the op, that's a W for G2.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Okay, I'm looking at
Went for it.
They're
I'm looking at
going
Leaf
in.
being able to find an exit. No! That was the right idea. Walk up with the shorty. You know Supa's gonna be holding you close, but Supa comes out. That's EG on top. They're gonna bring. They're rolling it back.
Yeah.
Okay, so they didn't need Potter buff.
They don't need
Potter
the
just
timeout,
has
yeah.
the faith. Potter just has all this faith,
I-
and also all these ults.
I do think though that Ash, you might have just like called them up for that last buy phase when you were like, yeah, they need to play with mid more, and then you see this right, and they did that. So
So aware, EG, that G2 is gonna want to.
So there's so much to be taken advantage of with that safety and Orange. Orange not having that second lane is so nice.
We'll see here
So
what they
nice
do
for
on the
mid
attack side.
lurkers.
Jogamo has his ult online. I believe this is the first of the attack side.
ooh, Annihilation may come into play. I'm excited to see how that works. That's kind of the entry tool that they need, I think, to fill the place of the duelist.
So much.
They're getting in place for the Annihilation. Come on.
But I don't know if A's where they. I don't know if A's where they want to use it because they should know that there's two other players there by now that can just break it
Always rough. Look,
easily.
Still worried about it.
Unless they swing off of the Annihilation in addition. Then we're talking.
I think that's what they would have to do. Yeah.
Yeah, then we're cooking.
Sound sensor up.
What is the setup here?
I think Jaw will be using this ult on the hit.
Only a minute left.
Let's see if they make the adaptation of changing the plant spot.
I'm gonna change the plant spot. I mean, they've got to get onto the site first, and
Does that?
Oh, it didn't hit.
it doesn't hit.
Oh,
Fallon trying to
Oh wait.
that's a heartbreaker.
There's so many mollies, bro, in the lockdown too.
And this is a very deep KJ ult.
Valen just throwing their life away. They have to. They're gonna get detained.
Gets one.
This is a fiesta.
Valen
Not able to get on the third, but the damage has been done. He's bought the
hits
top.
up,
They get
plants
spiked
down.
All three ults. They need EG needs to win this.
Oh, Supo. I was gonna say Supo. Why are you pushing the Sonic sensor? But I mean, if you get the frag like that, why not?
Pit still in play.
This wall too. Does it block him? Does he have to jump over it?
Wait, I love Derek's position here.
Are you expecting Derek here?
Wait, also the plant isn't in this. Yeah, see, like I said, I love their position.
Able to get to second. A 2v2
Little
is
2v2
I think staying
though.
tucked better play, but still the Viper's Pit being up
Okay.
is huge and Jaw.
Oh, that wall kind of screwed them
Oh.
over there. And look, the Sonic sensor. They literally just like
We're tied at 10.
Baited them.
they're like, yeah, follow me.
come
Yeah,
fight
follow
me.
me. Come
Fight
fight
me.
me, bro.
That late.
I mean, he placed that well before they even executed onto the site, bro.
Fall back, aware of his utility like that.
That is so funny.
Derek, another ult online.
Holy.
Play from Balin was massive.
Deadlock potential delivering.
Honestly, he did as much as he could in that
Yeah,
moment.
he really did.
That's ideal for you. You getting 2 and 1 right there.
Oh, if Derek got the second, that would have been clean.
As like a
Look at
last
this.
desperation
My
attempt
question
to
is,
sort of-
how long ago did he set up that sonic sensor?
Before they hit the site, they showed it.
In screens, but
It was like before the Viper's Pit was popped from G2's
a
side.
little bit of a fumble from the
Okay,
side
okay,
of
okay.
G2.
That makes
We're
sense.
right
Like it was
into the
way
action.
before. Oh, we're already into the action. I mean, we're even at 10-10 again.
So theoretically, they would have heard it, but it's just such a minor detail. It's-
Yeah, they probably thought it was for flank watch or something.
Yeah,
Like maybe a little
for
bit deeper or something.
Must say.
Derek has his
Yeah, as you said, also a little detail slip your mind.
Oh, he gets him with it.
Oh,
Is there a challenge?
Too scared to peek. Good orb up.
so look at
Yeah,
these just
but they're-
offensive sonic sensors to clear out the angles. And the cool thing is you can recall them.
Manages to find safety and solace around the wall.
If that was any other character than Jet, you have to
Oh,
crouch
1000%.
walk your way all.
A pop.
I mean, both of
Okay.
balls, these rounds
Nice,
are so
using
intense.
enemy
Think about
wall
how much time
to
is
clear out
elapsed, and we're
jail.
Still in a 5v5 setting.
Yeah, Op already rotated
Being
all
thorough
the
with
way.
it is
Apuff
good,
is
but
really far up, but Jonah P
yeah,
gets
no one's there to
it.
help
You
you.
imagine that's the lurk, and now you can turn attention towards B.
Oh, they don't-
But you've
they don't
got
get
the ult that's
Trent.
gone out, you've got the wall that's cutting off things back
30
in
seconds
Snowman.
left.
Oh, nice John from
That
Jaw.
needs to happen.
Oh, but that orbital strike.
Push forward.
Gonna force the
John
fight.
needs to find
Wait,
one.
Supa?
He's been funneled into the fight. Superman's there to help
Oh,
him.
the window.
Jonah P on the trade. Nature
Only
should
8
be able to
bullets
get the
too.
spike down with
Oh,
no real
oh, oh. We
challenge.
gotta be careful here, dude.
Super
We need
has
Super to go huge
here.
here.
Jonah P
Oh,
with an angle here.
what?
Okay.
Leap? Why? Question mark?
What's going on? He just walks through the orb.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Supa.
let's just all walk through mid. Let's just all walk through mid.
And that buys
EG
time.
is going crazy.
That bought enough time for the detainment to come through, but look at the double fight. Snake bites, snake bites. No!
Oh, I got a
Snake bite on
tag.
fuck.
Super played that so well.
Until the last peak that they didn't need to make. You gotta show respect where respect is due. That ace from Jonah was clean.
Oh yeah, who's gonna win a PC? That's the question.
Oh.
Do
Do you have to enter it every time? Or if you like already entered it like at the start of the season?
I don't know, but
Remaining.
I think I need to go. we gotta figure out how to get this PC. That's for sure.
Give me
Oh, he's
PC.
playing to the crowd
Give
now.
me PC.
Give me
He looks
PC.
comfy up on that stage,
Yeah.
man. And Superman, I mean, I said it. He had to do some heroics there.
Oh wait, what
He
happened?
really
Oh,
did a
pause.
lot.
Okay.
He got 3 kills in mid somehow.
But then
Hmm.
Jonah P happened.
See?
Schooling him.
Second
Finally the
EG timer?
timeout.
And that takes us to
It
a
is
timeout
EG's
for
timeout, yeah.
CBG.
Okay.
I mean,
You
these
said it when they got to
teams are
11,
so
that's when it was gonna
close,
happen,
so
but
evenly matched
it's
on both
after the
sides.
comeback, not when they were down 2. It's a good time though. If
Great
we see
to see.
another
I mean,
OT,
this is for a playoff spot.
oh my gosh. I mean, I think this is also well.
For either team that
I
loses
was gonna try and make
round
like
two, there's
a
still chance
the fact that
they
they have
still
like
to
Derek
dance
on their team. That's like
one more time.
100 Thieves
They'll have
played
another
on
opportunity
franchising
to
with
make
Jaw
it
as
out,
well.
but
Both franchising players. They got
we
Leaf
certainly
over
don't
on the
have to deal with that and then potentially
G2 side.
claims or anything like
So I don't know
that.
if it's like an experience thing about like going this far into a map, but
And the narrative so far has been on this defense side for G2,
Mm.
disrupting.
This Hunter's
we
Fury
have,
could be
yeah.
huge for Jonah P
We
if they
haven't
want to
seen
deny
a
B main, so
clean
they got to play
5v5
over towards that
retake
side.
yet, post-plant, any of that.
this is a change up from G2.
Playing against the clock
Proactively,
very
instead of
well.
having the 3 players A, they're gonna have a solo KJ hold. We saw this adjustment actually out of EG on their last half, but the fact that this is when they're buying up the operator when there's about to be a 3-person push down B long is scary to me.
Yeah, but they're prepping with all the. Oh, this is gonna land top yellow.
This
Yeah,
is
they're
gonna be a
land
very
top
fast
yellow.
round, I feel.
First time they've done this, by the way.
Okay, so this knife's not gonna clear anyone far, and they're gonna need to hope that Dizzy catches close.
It doesn't, but the shot does.
I think they
But
saw
look
the
at that
KO
Hunter's
behind
Fury.
though.
Fury as Valen tries to find his timing, gets a kill onto Nature.
I don't know how
Grin.
Jaw
Once
survived
again, the
that,
round
but
thrown
okay.
into disarray.
Here's the reaction, Doug. Taking fast mid control.
And
Oh, A-Puff! Just knows.
Get another,
just
get another,
knows.
get another!
Commits to that fight.
press.
Potter buff.
I don't know why Valen
It has an op too. Like this might be a you save the op.
He had all the info. One about broken and
Nice, nice.
Wingman!
Let's go, little man.
Shout out Wingman.
Little
man
bro.
did his job.
got it down.
Oh,
Numbers in favor of EG. Jonah P's weak. Net has the op. You imagine you just try to save it here.
Oh, this is huge.
now you save the op.
Should decide the round.
Oh,
What a round from Apex.
11-11 again.
Again, man. Like he continues
Yeah,
to step
looking
up
at
in
the
these big moments.
credits too. I mean,
This player has been making the
if
right
I was
decisions,
EG, it's like it's a
reactionary.
gamble,
Yeah.
right? You
It's
you
just
could
been
deny
every
the
match,
op
every single
completely for the
time.
next
And,
round,
you know, yeah, he gets
but you are
punished
also
sometimes, but he
broke. Both teams are kind of
understands
struggling
that he
here.
has to take that timing during in that small window that he has, right? Because if he doesn't, the round's over and you just lose. It's very nice having a player like that on your team.
Come on, Apod. Get your 4K. Get your 4K. You can do it. Get the timing right. Nope. Nope. No.
Oh.
No op for you.
Okay, here we go.
All right. There's a timeout again.
G2.
Ah.
G2's like, wait, hold on, guys.
Let's slow things down a bit. Yeah, what's the buy?
Oh, is
Oh,
that an elbow
what?
hitbox?
That hit the
Wow.
phone, bro.
Jonah P was gonna get
I'd have like a bullet in my jacket walking away if I was Leaf in that situation, not being dead.
Between the Sobol and Valen in an aggressive position,
Okay, what is the buy?
but just not the case.
They're
It's not-
broke.
Yeah, you see the
Yeah,
play there from
G2
inside of
is
G2. It's not great.
is gonna
They might have two
struggle
rifles?
win for G2. I mean for Evil Genius.
I don't even think so. I think they're gonna have to full save and
they save
play
their
for OT.
You think they are going to?
They in this position they should, but I need to look at what EG's ults are because I saw they had null command. So that's one huge weapon that they could use to secure this round, but I want to see what they could potentially do to set themselves up for the next round. This is the type of position where EG, even though they have this huge econ advantage, if they have the ability to get another ult or two online, that should be the priority to just close
Close it out
out
instead of go to
13-11.
OT, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, yeah,
Okay, so-
you are correct. They are saving.
Yeah, lockdown in 3, Viper's Pit in 4, and Annihilation in 3. So I think it'll be Killjoy and Deadlock ults kind of prioritized in this post plant.
Mistakes right now.
And
Make more, Doug.
Or who makes the last
it's just a matter of are they going to be in the position to feel like Wingman doesn't need to plant? Because if Wingman doesn't need to plant, that extra orb makes all the difference.
Imagine most of the conversation was on what's going to take place in the
Wait, does Wingman planting actually not give you an orb?
Wingman planting gives you the orb, but it gives it to
Okay.
Gecko.
Yeah,
So-
obviously. So you want it to be funneled into a player that's closer to the ultimates?
Sets you up really
Yeah,
nicely.
so you would
Like
want...
KJ?
I feel like even in
Or
in this
Deadlock,
scenario,
yeah.
if final round, they would want to have Killjoy ult.
Yeah.
G2 is dodgy. I want to farm these orbs.
But KJ is the lurk player here towards the A site, so I think they are going to give it to Deadlock.
Which is fine, you know, safe play.
Mm.
I mean,
have the KO.
I want to see, yeah,
Will they
draw, there's an orb
insist
right in
this
front of you. Please grab it.
Anti-eco.
I
think
know you're
they're
holding
trying
the
to figure
angle.
out-
This is a weird smoke.
They're trying to figure out what's going on with the presence here too, because there was the 3
Just
players
stack
last
up
time
your
in B
ults
main
and
from
just
G2, right?
Valid, valid.
On the last round. Get the dub.
And that's definitely a play I would
Obviously, you gotta
do
win this one
twice
first,
if I
though.
was like if I were G2. That's a play I would do again on a buy. So EG is aware of that, but this is really odd actually that G2 doesn't make an aggressive play in this kind of a situation.
No one is.
They're just going to go, I mean, they went for the gamble stack towards A was the hope. But look at
That's true,
this.
that's true.
You wanted them to work mid more, and they have. I mean, maybe the null command could take out the Killjoy turret. It does! Yeah, now there's another one coming. Get your gun back out, please. Thank you. Oh, Leaf. Don't let them get the gun. Don't let them get the gun, but they have too many angles to clear. High-low as well.
Oh,
High-low,
oh.
high-low. The shot's not landing. 8 bullets. They can still get Leaf unless Trent says something else.
That secures Apot's ult too.
You said they're farming
That was-
ults, bro.
Yeah, that was the kill and the death that they needed.
All right, y'all, get these 2 frags, all right? Don't let anybody else get them.
Oh!
It's all on to Leaf now.
Okay, that
There's
puts
no
draw
way,
one
right?
away.
There's no way.
Not great.
No.
Unless they were sticking that, but time's gone. They can't even get a gun, so they just have to die to Spike. Like you said, not giving these ult orbs away. I mean, look, even Derek was getting close again. How many
Yeah.
did Derek have before the round started?
Derek had only 2 orbs. They just
That's insane. They could get that online this round.
yeah, they could get
Post-plant
Gecko
strategy.
online. They could get Annihilation online.
Even
they
the
could get
Viper's Pit, like everything except that null command that they used to get that round.
With the KJ ult down.
I don't think they would want. I think they don't want Viper's Pit right
Yeah.
now, just because of the potential for Sova and all the mollies to come in. I would be. It might just end up being Gecko just by virtue of needing to have them plant.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be the Gecko ult. I think it'll be a good. I think they use the null command to take the site, and the lockdown to take the site, and then thrash in the post plant. But
Didn't see that.
I mean, for now, like I said, Apop's been that lurk player, so if they get picked off early, and that's not an option. I could also see them, getting the orb, getting a frag, ulting as a fake for B site, but this is the one ultimate that G2 has is this Blaze Storm. Kind of gives a get out of jail free card over to Leaf, so.
Second time the Dizzy's been used.
I don't know if they're ready for this
In an
now.
ideal world, if they get onto the site, it'll be Jaw who can use Annihilation to guarantee post, but
That was a very, very clean get out of dodge. I liked the trap play there with, the jump peek from nature and then the off follow-up shot, but not landing is rough.
Superman. Apologies. That's my boy, we're cool like that.
They're waiting to see if Apop cooks over on A. But G2's aware of that.
Takes space A, and it really opens up the map on the attack side.
oh,
But I don't think they want to NB here. Not with where that wall is.
a
not with
wall
where
to make
that
sure no one
sensor
swings
is.
past the Viper.
Mm-hmm.
Viper wall as well. Okay.
The tension continuing to build. 30 seconds left.
Oh my god, if this is how
But
it
I feel like if you're gonna end here on the lockdown, then all of this extra early presence at B actually just made it easier for a rotation.
I agree. I mean, they have 4
See.
players almost here.
I guess Leaf doesn't know that it is a commit though, so they have to anchor. Yeah,
it could
now
be
this.
fake.
There we go.
It's 1 for 1. 13 seconds
There's the annihilation. Wait. The mollies, the delay. Okay, they're okay. They're okay. Unless Leaf. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Superman one off all.
Net on the flank.
Okay, this is really rough now. If Superman gets one, now they need to.
Chocobo needs to go for an early kill here.
And Net needs to find value on this flank if they
Okay.
want to pull it off. Superman unable to land the shots onto Trent. Leaf
Okay.
on the round.
Might be it.
Okay, there
There's
we
the
go.
pit too.
There we go. There we go.
But there's a flank from Ned. Jaw's not a win.
Flank. Superman
Super
left
has to clutch.
alone.
7 bullets
2
left.
mollies.
Yeah, 7 bullets is really tough to do
Wait,
right now.
the mollies to defuse the aggression. Please tell me that lands on the spike. If they end up dying to a spike to a molly.
Okay.
Wait, the
Okay,
reload. The
has-
reload.
It's that's how it ends. That's how it ends.
Look at the G2 fans in the crowd with their hands on their head. Oh, they're not washed. They're not getting grouped. They are going already into the playoffs. Number 1 seed in Group C. Oh,
He just walked. Okay. 2-0.
I think this is just like such an advantage for them, right? Especially that they got the first round bye. They now qualify directly to the playoffs, so there aren't all those additional maps that are going to be used against EG as counter preparation. And if they had this hiding on Icebox, I hope they have other tricks up their sleeves on these other maps. And there's Potter! Our Potter! Let's go! You cooked it with Jaw on that deadlock.
Wow.
They definitely framed Icebox around that deadlock. And Apoth delivering.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I love that. Going one by one, making sure every player gets the love. Oh
I
man,
love Potter, bro.
that was.
The fist bumps.
I have no words for the way that series played out. But all I'm thinking, right, Zobi, is that if this is their test run, this is their trial run for this
Yeah.
roster to feel that pressure together, they just compounded and multiplied their experience together, because this was probably one of the most intense first series a team could have,
Completely.
while simultaneously being an amazing victory.
All right, and so here's my question for you. All right, we'll watch them take their photos. But now they're going to the playoffs. NRG and Loud have qualified. All right.
Okay.
So and then they'll be joined by either Leviathan, Sentinels, Cloud9, or MIBR. Okay. Who do you want to see EG go up against? That's what I wanted to ask Potter actually. We had gotten an interview.
I want to see EG go up against NRG.
You want to see them go against the best right now, the front runners?
Right, because NRG is kind of riding on Demon 1 right
Single
now, right?
limb though.
And with EG before it,
You want to see
you know-
Jaw against the Ethan and Demon 1? You really
Yeah.
want to do that to our boy?
yeah, well, because if Potter's, the idea for me here is that Potter should theoretically, and Apoth, who came from the reserves, should theoretically understand those players well enough to be able to knock them down, even though they're technically like the best right now, supposedly. I think there's plenty of room there for EG to show, and Potter specifically to show that even if it's their own students, they're willing to rise above.
No, I completely agree. And everybody, celebrating on the EG side, saying that, you know, we are cooking. And I mean, Potter, everybody has got to be listening now, right? I mean, that's exactly what they do, is they take these players that haven't been given their shots. I actually want to go back into the game. I want to hear this post-interview, bro. Let's listen to this interview. I want to hear this.
All right.
All right. Yes, John! All right.
Congratulations on the first win
Okay.
of this season. Thank you. On a map playing an agent that we've basically not seen globally.
We have not seen globally, yeah.
You gotta break down for me. Why did you bring the Deadlock into Icebox, and what was it with you playing her that you realized, like, oh,
They
this
definitely
is
are turning
something we
heads
can
with that
actually
pick.
win with?
So I mean, I could play anything. That's not.
Yeah,
the
Jaw!
So, like,
Confidence statement.
You put me on Sentinel.
Talking that talk.
I can play it all, but hey, like the Deadlock was definitely like our gimmick pick that we had for the time.
Give me a pick
And
for
I
the
just had to,
time.
like, set my boys up. Like,
So they're saying is we don't have to put to work again now that it's known.
You already know it.
Hmm.
It was going crazy. All right, so of course it's you and Potter, the two people that have
Calling it a
stayed
gimmick pick
with
is
EG into this year. This was the
makes me
debut with
question,
the
like,
new
if they
team.
have something
How
else
did
in their
the
back
two of you
pocket.
That's what I'm
Then.
approach
hoping for, yeah.
this season, having to do this huge rebuild.
Next time it'll be
So we
Neon
approached
Yoru.
the season knowing that, like, we have nothing to lose, so people
Oh, bro, if I
find
see a
some
Neon
kind of
Yoru.
downfall, you know,
Alright.
it's just
You
another
heard
year
it,
for downfall,
you
but
heard it,
hey,
Mal.
like,
You heard it,
me and Potter knew
Soham.
that
Get
whatever
the
team we pull
Neon
together,
Yoru on Icebox
we'll make it
next.
work. Like, that's
Get that word to
Please.
Potter for us, thanks.
Sure, I mean,
Maybe
world
Breeze, you know?
champion duo.
There you
I can
go.
see that on
Yeah,
Breeze,
can't
yes.
dispute that.
We just saw the Neon Yay on Breeze, I mean.
Stand out to me was that on the player cams when we were getting some of the voice comms, there was so much hype with you guys. Like the excitement.
Yes,
was
Derek
there
keeping
the
the
whole
energy
time.
up. We love to
Kinda
see it.
reminds me of last year, like, when you guys had Boostio and everybody going crazy too. Like, what's the difference in the communication and what's
Ooh,
been
I
the
like
same
this.
with this
Seeing
team
old EG
compared to
versus
last
new EG.
year's?
Yeah, so we have a couple vibe people. Like, we have Superman, we have me and Derek, and you know, we all just always watch each other's back and we make sure that
Yeah.
we hype each other up because that's the, you know, when we're having fun, it's just another game. You know, that's it.
I like
Period.
that.
Absolutely.
Period.
And
Just another game.
This is coming into now your second year with EG. In what ways do you think most significantly you've grown as a player throughout all this time? Starting last year, your first game was a loss till winning champions, now debuting with a win. What's the growth been like for you?
Yeah, the growth is definitely just building the confidence. It took me a little bit.
I'm glad they're
First
talking
year
about
franchise,
Jaws'
I think it
growth,
took us,
because
like,
Potter like
a
already
couple
said that
years,
like
but then
Jaws gonna be
halfway
that
through,
player
we
that
had
they
to,
look
like,
up
even
to
wanna
and are
set
like
us up,
chasing after to
and
try and
from
aspire
there,
to
it's
be
just, like, been
them,
a spark for all
both
of us,
in the
you know,
roster and
political as
beyond.
well.
So
100%. I mean,
if this is what they're
it feels
starting
like
out
you're getting
as,
better than
then
this with a win.
can't wait to see how they grow
What's the
over
key
the
to
rest of Kickoff
continuing this
and the
momentum
season.
Yeah,
for
this
the rest of the year, for
Great
the
showing
rest
for
of
the future
Kickoff?
for sure.
I mean, we're just gonna play confident as we can, cause like you guys
Confidence.
can see the shooters on our team now, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm
Guys,
really
make some
liking
noise
these
for John
points
Joe
too,
one more
especially about the
time.
teamwork and the trust and building things up, because especially in the tier 2, tier 3 scene, when you see you know rosters shuffle around every other day, I think hearing these narratives coming from the players' mouths directly is really impactful.
No, I completely agree. And I mean, that does mean G2 is going to be going up against Crew. And they did say in the format that whoever, you know, if we end up seeing them, you know, also play through the play-ins, if the group C emerges victorious, they won't be paired up against them in the playoffs, at least in that first initial stage. So that's kind of a plus as well. So they won't have to go up against either of these two teams for a while. But I'm just so curious of who they're going to play out in playoffs now. I mean, I asked you the question. I'm trying to think about who I would want to see them up against. I want to see them... I mean, we're getting the Lev Sentinels game, right? We haven't had that pairing yet. Loud already puts their ticket. Honestly, I can't... I think it's going to be NRG, C9, Loud, and Leviathan qualifying, to be honest. So I think I want to see them against Leviathan, to be honest. See them against Calm, right? So it's like it's like the final boss is the 2 previous EG members. The like warm up, right, is gonna be like the 1 EG member.
Okay.
So they work their way up, you know. 100 Thieves, you know, sadly already out, so we can't bring Boostio into the mix. But either way, it was a great match. I mean, both almost going, or one going to OT, one almost going to OT. Still 2-0 in Artwork's favor. So all of that is great. Anything else that you'd want to talk about?
No, I think it was just an awesome series so far. 2-0 in
Yeah.
that kind of a fashion is just... I'm wondering what they're going to bring for the energy. Hearing, again, that gimmick pick and thinking what is there for the future of the team comps, what Potter is cooking. It just makes me want to come back. It just makes me want to keep talking, keep watching, specifically for EG. This is a new season of Live in Evil.
Apparently, and I just got Mal about this, or worded from this as well, that they share an office with Lev.
Oh.
And so it is personal. I feel like I'm a winner in choosing that I want to see Lev versus EG instead of NRG versus EG. Just gonna put that out there. All right, I win the battle this time, Ash. But that does mean that brings our watch party coverage to an end until, you know, they get time off, right? They get time to prepare now against the teams that have already qualified. And I mean, I hope they get the indication soon, like they get to know sooner rather than later who they're going to be up against, so they can like counter strat, because that's something else that they're really good at EG, specifically Potter and Alpha coming on as an assistant coach. Like those counter strats are going to be insane.
Absolutely. And with that, that means we're going to have a lot to prep for as well with this data now in the banks.
Yeah.
And a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, we do. But thank you everybody for stopping by on no matter what platform it was, X, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. We appreciate you coming out to support the new villain era of EG. I hope you guys were proud of the showing. I mean, they made a great debut. I'm not going to lie. They definitely fought for it. Well deserved. And I just can't wait to see them in playoffs. So thank you so much. And we hope you all have a wonderful evening. Bye.